isolationism is not going to get us anywhere. There will be more wars. I still say every time we have a chance that this is probably the most enduring thing that Trump has broken through with, bringing out in the open no more unending wars, no more America getting into every war at every time, even Ukraine, even though troops are not involved. That's the mantra now. That was way ahead of the curve in 2016. Now it's a given. So how could Nikki Haley ever match up to the base of the party, which she did not? And this argument that the GOP's resistance to Trump is unbelievable because she got 30% here, 25% there, is way overstated. When you go inside the numbers, there's a big number out there today. In a number of states, 85% of people who supported Nikki Haley, they have pretty good feeling about Joe Biden. Why is that? Well, they're not just Democrats and independents, even the Republican Guard there, the country club Republicans, they see Joe Biden as, well, we don't agree with him around the edges. They don't see him as Trump people do. So as I said, McConnell now has endorsed, saying I support the nominee. Nikki Haley spent $114 million plus to barely win Vermont and to win D.C., where about 1,700 people voted in the primary. It's better than Jeb Bush, who I believe got one delegate for $115 million. And in inflation terms, he spent a lot more. Jeb Bush is the all-time loser. My God, but that's a lot of money to spend in this. And I think after this is all over, more people look kindly toward people like DeSantis, certainly than they do to Nikki Haley.
Please clap.
Even I don't think at this point that Nikki Haley will be the VP for President Trump. But Trump has a way of bringing people back into the fold one way or another. And then if we get down the road and there's a sense if this is needed to win, that would be the ultimate surprise. But I doubt it. I think there are any number of others there, including women, who would nose out Nikki Haley. So let's pretty much put that to him. By the way, one note yesterday, and I wrote my column for the Delaware Valley Journal, should be up tomorrow or maybe Friday, about that discussion yesterday on the kiss. That was overwhelming. And Snopes, here's another side issue. Snopes, which claims to be the arbiter, even though they're not, of truth, continued to insist it was fake news yesterday that the VA hospital was going to ban the kiss from anything in any of their facilities. Now, the head of the VA, when the firestorm hit, pulled it back. But the memo was already out there, and it had been out there since February 29th. So it was a real thing. It was not fake news. And in writing the column, I found a couple things about the kiss for some reason I didn't know before. Apparently, the sailor who did it saw what he thought was a nurse. She turned out to be a dental assistant and kissed her because he was so in awe of nurses. He was on the Sullivan, the USS the Sullivans, I think named after the brothers who were all killed in the Spielberg film, Saving Private Ryan, is about that. And the USS Bunker Hill got hit by 2 kamikazes, killing 343 men in explosions, fire. But he was in awe of the nurses who worked to save people. And when he saw what he thought was a nurse, that was a reason associated with the kiss. His future wife is in the picture. She's right behind him, smiling. Which I didn't know before. That's the future wife. And nobody ever accused anybody of sexual assault or any over the years said anything about it. It was Fisher Pine yesterday. Leslie had it right. Spontaneity, the end of the war. They're not going to have to invade homeland Japan. It's every second of every day these people are on the march. They're miserable. And this was an attempt to take out a biggie, particularly there in the Veterans Hospital. So the silver lining is I got to see or have a sense now of the backstory of this. It makes it even richer this photo. And to me, it's still the greatest photo I've ever seen when you take everything into account and when you realize the wife was behind there at this point. All right. So here is the number one sound of last night and then the number one of this morning of how deranged they are. And I want to make mention, still not sold yet, but I'm happy that I'm wrong, potentially. I never thought illegal immigration would break through as it has. I still got to be convinced that this is the dagger that takes out Biden in the suburbs, so to speak, that the insulated suburbs really are being affected by illegal immigration, or they're afraid of it, or they resist it. I'm praying that's the case. But listen to, this was a hall of fame. Rachel Maddow, Joy Reid, but the worst was Jen Psaki. She started it off chortling, laughing. Somebody called it like a band camp bubble of these nitwits mocking voters who said the number one issue in Virginia was illegal immigration. How dare they? Listen to this.
If you look at some of these exit polls, I live in Virginia. Immigration was the number one issue.
Yes.
Again, these could change in Virginia.
Well, Virginia does have a border with West Virginia. Very contested area.
Build
a wall.
Let's play it one more time. It's worth it. Just listen to Maddow jumping in at the end. But Psaki is the one that gets started. I don't even think Joy Reid. This is like the so-called highbrow. These three women who are the big national commentators, they reduce themselves to the level of Sonny Hostin and Joy Behar here. Here's what they say.
If you look at some of these exit polls, I live in Virginia. Immigration was the number one issue.
Yes.
Again, these could change in Virginia.
Well, Virginia does have a border with West Virginia. Very contested area.
Build a
wall.
All right. So is this not reality? Is it true? Has it broken through? I'm asking you because I'm still amazed if it is. Now, they're mocking that, and several people on Twitter immediately posted. There was a big case just in the last day or so of somebody here illegally who molested, attacked, sexual assault of a 14-year-old. And we just had the situation in Georgia. So is it? Apparently, emotionally, it is. Finally, something is broken through. My theory always was with this, in 2020 till now, these people in the suburbs looking down their noses, I have to vote for Biden. I can't look in the mirror, the mean tweets, Trump, and all that stuff, because they're insulated. I say that about Chestnut Hill all the time when it comes to Krasner and stuff like that. Has this really broken through? I still think it's inflation. I don't have the data that a Biden or Trump would have, but my gut instinct still says it's inflation. And I hope Biden tries to take a bag of potato chips apart on tomorrow night and tells us about shrinkflation, then gives a nod to Bob Casey with the elbow and then wake him up there. I still think it's that has diminished people more. But look, this is a gift. If illegal immigration was the number one issue in Virginia and other places, thank God. Listen to Mike Barnicle. The Barnicle today on Morning Joe goes nuts. Now, this is one of their wise men on Morning Joe. He's at the table every day or almost every day. Listen to what he said. He's calling upon Americans now to do something together. Here's Barnicle.
The point that you just referenced, June 6, 1944, I was rereading Rick Atkinson's trilogy, the first part of his trilogy on World War II, The Army at Dawn. And on the morning of June 6, 1944, a young lieutenant, James Rudder from Texas, led the 2nd Airborne Battalion up the sides of a cliff called Pontohak, a straight-up cliff, 125 feet, to a German pillbox. And he went right at the Germans, 50% casualty rate. Why did they do it? They did it because we were Americans and we were there to save Europe from Hitler. And now, all of these years later, we have to get together as a country and save the country from the threat that Donald Trump proposes. Donald Trump actually has said, we all know this, that he could solve the war in Ukraine in one day. And we know how he would solve it. He would say, Vlad, it's yours. he would turn it over to one of our fiercest enemies. That's what we have to watch out for. That's what we have to protect. We have to protect the country that we love, that we believe in, not the country that he describes so negatively, you're right, each and every day that he speaks about the
Trashing the.
Not liking the trashing of the country. Well, buddy, when you're not plagiarizing, take a look on the left. And the sacrilege of talking about 50% casualty rate, taking out that pillbox to a bunch of Mikas. Now, Joe does have good hair. I'll give him that. I see that every day. That hair is pretty good. I don't know if I could puff enough to go on his show. We'd have to have blow dryers right before we're going on there. That hair is blown dried up. But imagine comparing that to June 6th and taking out Nazi pillboxes. That's how deranged they are. That's where they're going to go. So is Mike Barnacle going to be storming Mar-a-Lago? Is he going to come in amphibious landing? Is that what he wants there with Mika directing him in from the battleship? All right, 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Today's side question brought to you by Dan, who's just back from Mexico. There you go. We love doing these because it gets a lot of response. When we did it with Jersey, we've done it with any number of states or places. I think South America once. All time, what you associate with Mexico.
Yeah.
I'm going to take some of the food. You know, you're not going to win, but I'll take it off anyhow. Something like tacos, I know is associated, but you're not going to win with tacos. So I'll just take it off.
Well, there are specific food answers that I might consider.
Okay. A food can win. I'm saying,
but not the general taco or nachos. I mean, come on. It's too obvious.
And I'm going to take ruins off.
Ooh.
When I Googled it, one of the biggest tourists, and it gets into how mountainous Mexico is. Now, I could see the mountains in Juarez, when I was going there and thinking, wow, there's a lot of mountains here. But the ruins, the Mayan ruins, world famous tourism, that's a big stop. Let's go and see the ruins.
I were you, though. Right now?
Okay.
Yeah, allegedly, that's where you run into the issues with the cartel is they'll stop buses on their way out to these Mayan ruins, allegedly.
Okay. Well,
I was talking to a lot of drivers about the safety issues around the area.
Yeah, I've been once. That's enough for me. Going into the mayor's office.
You seen them?
Yeah. No, I didn't see it. I saw the mountains from there.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I was too busy crouched behind a bunch of sandbags interviewing them. Yes. For the blast.
So I spent the last week at a bachelor party in Cancun, Dom, which is a very touristy area. But while I was there, I got a weather.com report that tourists should be, concerned about traveling to the area. Ran into no issues. I was staying in Playa Mujeres, which is just north of Cancun itself.
Right.
But talking a lot to, in the area, you can kind of tell that there's somewhat of a presence. There are so many armed police, like I'm talking in fatigues all the way to a shiesty in their face so they can't be recognized by cartel members. And talking to drivers, you run into issues in Cancun when you start going to strip clubs or there are guys on, they're hucksters. You can't go anywhere without hitting a huckster in Mexico, it seems. And the hucksters, if you don't want one of their hats or one of their t-shirts, they'll say cocaine, marijuana. And allegedly, if you accept on those, that's when you kind of get yourself into hot water. So obviously, I walk right past that. But they have a huge stake in the strip clubs, the cartel in Cancun. And it's, people are getting their cards hit for a lot or getting beat when they won't want to pay.
A lot of strip club information here.
Well, the driver seemed very into strip clubs.
Yeah, of course.
It's definitely something we did not want to hit when we were in Mexico at a bachelor party, which is surprising. But I'm going to take something I've been suffering through all morning today off the board. Montezuma's revenge.
All right. Don't say that to people operating heavy equipment out there. There you go.
It's been a rough morning this morning.
All right. So hit us with something associated with Mexico. Think outside the box. That's a good one by Dan. It could be a person, place, thing, trend.
What would you do on resort, Dom? One of the main restaurants was actually titled Montezuma.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
You would think that out of all the restaurant names to pick, that would not be one you want.
There's the Indian, Mayan, and all that stuff.
Oh, he's a king.
Reference.
He's a Mayan king.
Yeah.
But I think the name's kind of been...
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially
right.
when referring to food.
Yeah. All right, 855-83. I can see the restaurant review. Craig Laban here reviewing Montezuma's. Don't go there. Thank you. 855-839-1210. You get on board. You can get in on that. And John Thune, another Mitch McConnell guy, endorsed Carrie Lake. So we're starting to see a breakup of the establishment here getting on board, at least pretending he wants to be the minority leader. Mitch McConnell endorsing, and Nikki Haley. I've had Nikki Haley in studio 3, 4, 5 times over the years, and it doesn't surprise me some of the things that happened during this. But the bottom line is it's not just her baggage. It's that people just wanted Trump again. There's no doubt about that. I don't know of any politician, anybody that could have beaten him during this. Maybe a Clinton, maybe a Reagan. They're the two biggest that were successful. But short of that, and even there, it's a time that people want Trump. That's the biggest reason. AT&T, Verizon Wireless, just push pound 1210.
$10 policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Steamfitters Local Union 420 is a proud 120-year-old labor organization. We have been providing the HVAC service sector with the safest and most highly skilled HVAC service technicians. Our members have been trained in all aspects of the HVAC service sector, including boiler and chiller service, as well as refrigeration systems and controls. Contact Steamfitters Local Union 420 for all your service-related needs and visit our website for more information at lu420.com.
Hello, CNC Heating and Air Conditioning.
Yes, our HVAC system is not heating our home, and our energy bills are sky high. It's time to replace it.
Okay, the good news is CNC is your local Lennox dealer, and our trained technicians will get you running again.
Tell me, is CNC currently running any specials?
Yes, as a thank you, CNC is offering our biggest savings in value this winter. And for a limited time, you can earn up to $2,200 in rebates on a brand new Lennox system.
To take advantage of these savings, go to cc-hvac.com.
Although you try not to, most of us have used an ATM out of network. And at the end, you get that notice that it's going to cost you $4 extra.
Are you kidding me?
So you're paying money to get your own money. It makes you crazy. In retirement, you're going to want to use that 401k, but every time you dip into it, you have to pay taxes. Here we go again. You have to pay money to get your own money.
Oh, come on!
Jim Cipriotti and the Retire Ready Financial Group believes that every retirement plan needs a tax plan. Without it, you're using Uncle Sam's plan. And do you really think that's going to work in your favor? Call Retire Ready Financial Group today at 610-894-7415. That's 610-894-7415 and schedule a complimentary retirement consultation. Or you can find them online at retirereadyfg.com. Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
Hey, Paoli, we know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
You'll be left on your own, like a rainbow in the dark.
Dom Giordano Show. Welcome back in at 12:30. We're going to talk with a guy from the Heritage Foundation, Mike Gonzalez. DJ sent me this morning. North Face, iconic brand, at least I think it still is.
Yeah, it still is.
They offer you a discount of 20% if you take a course, in so-called equity course, that says that racism can't be committed on white people and that black people can't enjoy the outdoors because of white privilege,
What?
systemic racism, and oppression. They launched a racial equity course that states how white people never experience hardship due to the color of their skin. Black people are barred from outdoor activities because of systemic racism and oppression. You get 20% off for sitting in this. Now, Ro made me do this once. It was one of those, I don't know if it was a timeshare. I guess it was something like that.
Oh, yeah, you got wrapped into one?
You got in for nothing at Disney, or was it something like, I know we were in Florida. Oh my God. It was only supposed to be an hour. And it was a brutal
Did they offer you a
hour.
boat?
No, I don't remember a boat.
No
But, you
boats.
know, I can resist. I don't care what they had done. I would resist. It gets tiresome to continue to do it. Not that you're going to say yes, but you're just looking at the clock.
Yeah.
Can you imagine sitting there, right? That 20% is looking good. I guess North Face is kind of pricey. Maybe you'd save $100, something like
It's like
that.
4 hours you can be spending at Universal Studios, too.
Yeah. Well, it's 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
For 20% off. I mean, if it's $1,000 coat or something, that's not bad, $200 off, but you got to sit there and hear this, and you're not allowed to snap out. Then I guess you have to, we'll ask him. You have to say, my mind is right now. I get it. I feel I'm an anti-racist.
So it's essentially a DEI seminar to save money?
Yes, to save 20%. They're willing to give you 20% off if you sit through it. I got to ask him how many other people were in there, how many of them were giving each other the side eye, like, yeah, I'm here just to save the 20%. I'm not going along with any of this. But this is, what a scheme. I mean, even for other companies that they'll put out an advertisement. They're not making you take a course, though, to get an advantage here, as North Face is. And yesterday after the kiss, it's every day. They're still engaged in this. We're still seeing this play out. I researched a little bit of the woman on the kiss, and she just crawls. The woman who put out this long memo was pages about why they're not going to do the kiss anymore. When it finally got apparent to the head of the VA, he was former chief of staff, I think, the Clinton, or he's out of Chicago. I think he's a big-time Chicago politician. He's thinking an election year, and this woman's taking away the kiss for veterans. Oh, my God. And he stopped it, but he didn't say the memo's real. They were trying to do it. They did it, in fact. She put it out. He just rescinded it. And yet Snopes and all these outfits are saying fake news. It's not fake news. You did it. You got caught. That's exactly what happened here. And yesterday, the onslaught of people, how sacred this is. My God, Me Too movement apparently had tried to. So, all right, 855-839-1210. So we'll get his sense.
I'm sorry, I pulled up the Snopes context, Dom, and this is ridiculous. It says, while the claim is false because it is not Biden administration policy to prevent the display of the photo, screenshots of a memo requesting a policy that would have been banned displaying it depict a real document that officials said was sent in error. That's their justification.
It wasn't sent in error. I think it's worthy to clarify this. It was sent out February 29th. It was not sent in error. That's a lie. That's another lie. That is fake news. The woman sent it out. It wasn't in error. It was in her purview. It didn't require, apparently, the head of the VA to sign off on this, so it wasn't sent in error. The error was that they got caught, and they got caught instantly. And when they did get caught, they had the sense to stop it. But now the tactic is to say it was an error. There's no error here. She knew exactly what she's doing. These miserable people, that's what they're about. They wanted to do it. Just like the three women on the MSNBC last night. They want to mock voters. I'm asking you today, Dan, I'll start with you. I'm still not convinced. I don't know what it would take to convince me. I'm thinking of doing a focus group in the suburbs, asking Greg, or maybe I could work it up. Not on the show per se, but if I had some access to a wide enough thing, do I really think, why don't you make it a suburb? I'll make it Chestnut Hill. If I go there and ask, well, it's more Democrat. Even if I go to a vaguely Republican suburb, let's say the main line, and there's one there that's 50% or more Republican on paper. Do I think they're going to say immigration, illegal immigration is the number one thing? I'm praying they would. Boy, what a gift. But I don't think so. Yet, in the exit polling in Virginia, that's what people said. Do you think they would say that around here?
I think it's up there in the top 3, but I don't think it's number 1 for Pennsylvania. I mean, that would be surprising. I don't think here in Pennsylvania we've seen nearly the kind of impact we've seen in other places around the country.
But their point was Virginia is not on a border. Now, the border with Washington, and maybe they bring in a lot of illegals to do work there in some of the fancier suburbs, I guess.
Is it becoming a chicken and egg situation? Because I think the number 1 priority should be inflation, the economy.
Yes.
But are people just recognizing that the immigration situation is step number 1 to solving that, and that's why they're putting that their number 1 priority?
I think it's emotional. They see some stories and all that. But here's why it's important. You know, if you're Trump, God knows what he goes on. He's just it's hard to even figure out what he's going on. Do you go on the number 1 thing to hit Biden on is illegal immigration, and Biden did go to the border and all that, or what he's done with inflation? Inflation is more but you know what it is? It's harder to drill down and prove that or connect the dots. With illegal immigration, it's right there.
I mean, last night on MSNBC, they were genuinely already flipping inflation against Trump, saying that it was his directives. He was the one that signed the check that started coronavirus, which led us to inflation. So they're already trying to flip that on him.
Right.
I don't think it's possible to flip the issue of immigration.
Well, they're trying to say Republicans won't sign the deal. That, you're right, doesn't seem to have worked. But here's the broader picture. You know how I fixate on what the hell is wrong with these people in the Philadelphia suburbs. I mean, that is the grand thing of our area, and they might decide this presidential election. So has their insulation been hit? It's been hit on crime, Dan. I had a theory. Is crime doing it? In other words, they're starting to get hit by Krasner and coming to the suburbs. And at some level, are they realizing illegal immigration could hit them? Is that possible? I'm praying that the iron wall, the iron curtain, that the suburbs, Chestnut Hill, they're insulated from all this stuff. Are they really fearing illegal immigration? I pray that that's the case. If it is, we're going to win this election because that may override everything. But I would not mock it, even though I think it's inflation. Those 3 nitwits, they don't want to hear what the voters have to say. They're telling him it is illegal immigration. All right, coming up, we're going to talk with Mike Gonzalez. He is from the Heritage Foundation. They found out that North Face gives you a 20% discount for customers taking a course that says Black people can't enjoy the outdoors.
LL Bean offering courses in environmentalism, Dom, for 30% off.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm kidding. They're
okay.
not actually.
Yeah. And Raytheon has the flag still at half staff since Nikki Haley's out. Well, that's fake news, too. That's Babylon B. All right, phone lines 855-839-1210. Don't forget, Mexico is the side question today. Hey, but you've been hearing me talk about Rescue Supplements for years. Well, Rescue Natural Supplements has launched a free personalized health survey that prioritizes all of your health goals. So whether you've been taking Rescue products for years or don't know where to start, in just 5 minutes, discover tailored Rescue supplements that will fill the gaps in your nutritional needs. That means no more guessing on products at the store or ignoring the issues altogether. And the best part, right now, you get a whopping 50% off recommended products after completing the survey. To get started, go to res-q.life, res-q.life, or call 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Get help from a knowledgeable Rescue product consultant. Now, I took this short survey, and you will have the same experience. You will be amazed how this connects the dots for you, with you and the products from Rescue that would be helpful. Visit res-q.life. Get 50% off recommended products today.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-403-5569 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-403-5569. That's 800-403-5569. What do you have to lose? Call 800-403-5569. Again, 800-403-5569.
Debt. If you hate debt as much as we do, listen. Debt. It's one of the biggest problems faced by 77% of Americans. A system called Debt Free for Life is a smart, financially unique solution. Not only does Debt Free for Life, a proprietary system that you can access absolutely free, help our clients pay off their debts years, sometimes decades earlier, it can also save them tens of thousands of dollars in interest, build their wealth at the same time, and it does it all tax-free. Find out more now. Go to jmlfinancialgroup.com to get your free report on Debt Free for Life, or call Joe Yakovich at JML Financial Group at 856-751-1771. Remember, access to Debt Free for Life is absolutely free. Check it out now at jmlfinancialgroup.com.
You've heard about the thousands of patients finally getting relief from chronic joint pain thanks to QC Kinetics non-invasive treatments. And here's one who was determined to avoid surgery. Meet Vicky.
The orthopedic surgeon said, well, you're going to need knee replacement sooner rather than later. I kept hearing commercials about QC Kinetics and thought, well, I'm going to check them out first.
QC Kinetics has treated over 20,000 patients like Vicky around the country. People who were told they needed surgery but chose a more natural, less invasive approach that uses regenerative treatments to help heal and restore painful joints with no downtime.
If QC Kinetics had not been what I expected, I would have gone through with the surgery, but I got so much relief, am now pretty much pain-free that I don't have to have the surgery.
Before going under the knife, you need to check out QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. Call today.
Call QC Kinetics, 215-999-3000. That's 215-999-3000. 215-999-3000.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RADIO for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code RADIO.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Mostly cloudy this evening. We're going to get down to around 45 tomorrow. High 54. We're expecting rain just about all day. Thursday, 55 again. Maybe some rain, but not as bad as Wednesday. By Friday, no rain is in the forecast, and it'll be 59.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
All right, Don Giordano show. We have with us, we've been talking about this North Face course, equity course. You're thinking 20% off. That could be a lot. You know, that's expensive, right? How bad could it be? It's only an hour. Our guest, Mike Gonzalez from the Heritage Foundation, and his book, recent book, BLM, The Making of a New Marxist Revolution, available where all books are found. And you certainly don't have to be wearing North Face or sit in an hour lecture on this. Let's go to Mike on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Mike, welcome in. So did you do this for Heritage, or how did you position this? You were going to put up with this?
What were you talking about? Me taking the course?
Yes.
I did it because Fox wanted to interview me. So I said, well, you know, if I'm going to be interviewed on this course, I might as well take it. I didn't finish it, as I told Fox, because at the end, they actually ask you to sign a pledge that you're going to do all these things. And I'm a man of my word. I couldn't write that I was going to be promoting DEI or anything of the sort, because I'm not going to. I'm going to promote the fact that it's a very bad thing for America. Not because I hate diversity, equity, and inclusion, because as those words are known traditionally, I like those, but the way they're meant in DEI, they're not good. They're unconstitutional. So So yeah, no, I did this for to be able to speak about it to people like you.
Well, I'm very glad you did. You took one for the team here. Was this kind of like, I don't know, Mike, you knew you were going to get out of there, but I was telling my producer, my wife, thought, we're at Disney. These are free tickets. It was some kind of timeshare thing, and you had to go through for like an hour. And I think we had 2 kids with us. Oh man, that's taking one for the team.
Oh man, I've done that.
Yeah,
I did that to Williamsburg when my kids were little. My wife and I did that. Not a good idea.
Well, the pitch here, though, is easy. Just sign this with a straight face, but you're a man of your word. You couldn't. Do you think other companies are doing things like this now? I mean, this is pretty rare. 20% off. That could be a lot of money at North Face.
Well, especially with the price markup on North Face. I'm a working man. I'm a working stiff. I can't afford North Face. So plus, I mean, I know I'm a fisherman, I guess, but I don't go out, climbing rocks or anything like that. I go out fishing.
So
I don't own a single stitch that has the North Face on it.
Mike, we get the the tire thing, white privilege, and all that, though. But their explanation that Black people somehow or another are thwarted by enjoying the outdoors. Talk about what the course says on that.
Well, it says that when you go out, out in the great outdoors, you all you see is a lot of white people. And I suppose, by the way, I should have said this in the interview with Fox. This was North Face, England.
Right.
This one, one of the first things you notice is that they misspell color and behavior and words like that. So I was like, my wife is British, so she misspells color and behavior and those other words. So I'm like, why is it spelling color with a U? And I looked up. I thought it was a company based in Colorado, and it is. So it is North Face, England, and England is less ethnically diverse than we are, Dom. So I think England still has a very large white majority, which is, I guess, the reason why when you go outdoors in England, you may just see a lot of white faces. But the fact that people who are not white should not enjoy the outdoors or cannot enjoy the outdoors is fallacious. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. What were the people that were giving the seminar like? How would you describe them, Mike?
Well, they had so the people who gave the seminar was just a bunch of videos, right? It's not like it wasn't a person-to-person thing. You had to watch videos, and I tried to get out of it by not watching the videos, and it wouldn't let you click out. So I had to, luckily, there's a mute button. But on the videos, they were just talking about how allyship works. They're kind of in a bind, right? Because they don't want to have the white savior. So they don't want to. They really hate the fact that the idea that anybody white is going to come in and save anybody. At the same time, they want you to be an ally, and that's another word that has been like I was talking to my sister the other day, and she said that HR came in. HR is now like the interior ministry in some third world country that they tell you to do something, and if you don't, you go to the police. And they told her to put a sign on her desk that says "I'm an ally." And my sister was like, "Are we at war?" Like, what do you mean I'm an ally?
But Mike, to your point, I get that. Well, I've seen it here. There was a mayor's race in Philadelphia, and I was on a panel with these others. One of the guys had given thousands of jobs over the course of time to former felons, supermarket, and a number of them were African American or Latino. And they were attacking him and accusing him of having white savior complex because he mentioned that when he's running in a very diverse city in Philadelphia from where his priorities are and what he's doing. On the other hand, you're told you're supposed to be an ally. It's that cognitive dissonance that all this stuff is about.
Completely, and they haven't realized that you okay. So you don't want people to be saviors, but you want them to be an ally. Can somebody please show me where the line is between these two, because it's very, very nebulous.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, tell me about your book, BLM: The Making of a New Marxist Revolution. I think people take a look at BLM and they see George Floyd summer, the street protest, all that, sometimes violence, many times violence. And they don't realize the real upper strata, the Marxism, is the real secret sauce.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up, Dom. I mean, and I really detail it in my book how the architects, Alicia Garza, Patrice Couleurs, et cetera, Melina Abdullah, are all hardcore Marxists who don't hide it. You know, they don't hide the fact that they're Marxists and Maoists. The only people who hide it are the New York Times and the Washington Post and the networks. Who are covering for them, not covering them. They were invited to set up a U.S. social forum by Hugo Chavez, the dictator of Venezuela, in 2006, and they duly did that in 2007, years before BLM was even invented. And the world communists say, we need to establish this fifth column in the belly of the beast. That's what they call our country, Dom. They call it the belly of the beast.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, congratulations on that. So what's your role at Heritage? What do you do there? Special assignments?
I study all these things. I write about critical race theory. My new book comes out in a month with co-authored with Catherine Gorka, Sebastian Gorka's wife.
Oh, yeah. We know her.
Oh, she is fantastic. A very eminent person in her own right. And it's called Next Gen Marxism, and you can order it now. And it's a historical view of how we got here, how the Marxists changed, they became cultural, they abandoned economics, and they took over the humanities, and why we are in the moment that we are right now, Adama. We have to save the country.
Dan's got a question, but before that, though, I love what you said there. They gave up. You can't go around preaching dialectical materialism and all that Marx lingo about the economy. You got to take over the culture. You're right. That's where they're striking, and that's where you can do it in a lot of ways. So,
but you know why they did that? You know why they did that? Because they discovered, to their chagrin, that the worker did not want revolution.
Yes,
the worker wanted to have good working conditions, a healthy and safe factory floor. They wanted to have be able to work only 5 days a week, be able to take a week off on the Jersey Shore. But they love their country, they love their families, and they loved America. And they said, you know what? These American workers are no good. They're no good for revolution. We need to find another revolutionary force. And that's why they went cultural.
Yeah,
I detail it in my book.
Let us know when the book comes out, please. You have Dan's info. We'll get you on back again to break this down. Send it to us. Dan, your question.
Yeah, so Mike, here in Philadelphia, we're dealing with a guy by the name of Larry Krasner, and his progressive policies were very, very famous, almost born out of the George Floyd riots, that summer of riots, and the low cash bail, lower prosecutions of theft, retail theft, and then we've seen nationwide that these policies just ruin cities. So I have a twofold question. First question being, have the hyper progressives reassessed their stance on criminal justice reform? Have you noticed at all? And second part, have voters seen right through the BS of them trying to, sully the waters, that it's not their fault for the spike in crime in cities?
Oh, I live in a liberal, more liberal than Philadelphia, if you can believe that, and that's Washington, D.C. And the city council is about to vote, if it hasn't already voted, to undo all the silly laws that it put in after George Floyd and the BLM riots, which led to the biggest spike in the homicide rate in the history of the country by far. In 2020, we saw a 30% spike in the homicide rate because of the attacks in police. So the Washington City Council passed all these laws to protect the criminals and leave the citizenry unsafe. And now they're going back and they say, well, gee, we made a mistake. So they're undoing all these laws. I don't know what's happening in Philadelphia, but here at least there's some sanity is prevailing.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. San Francisco too, big story there. Mike, thank you. Thanks so much for taking one for the team, and keep us in the loop for the next book.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Bye. Thank you. Another nice addition there. This guy's got it here. Would you go through that? Would you sign the paper is a question I had. You've already gone through it. Say you go through it for now. I can't sign this in good conscience. and they're dangling that 20% off at you in front of you for that coat, which could be quite
I mean, it's probably
pricey.
around at least like $60, right? You're not getting a North Face jacket for less
Oh,
than
there we
300,
got to
are
be
you?
more than that, I
Yeah.
think. Oh, yeah. I don't remember having one, but some of the more costly ones, Dan, yeah, I think they're out there. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210, AT&T and Verizon Wireless. All you have to do is hit pound 1210. Let me go to Catherine in Philadelphia. Hey, Catherine, what is your association with Mexico? What do you see? All right. She had cliff divers. We'll put that one down for now just to get on board. I don't know. When I go to her, cliff divers is a good one. I think that's Acapulco. But, yeah, cliff diver.
I did see a cliff with it set up for diving, but nobody
Okay.
was diving off the cliff.
All right. We could set that up here in Philadelphia. We'd have people that would do it. On election
Diving
day.
into the Schuylkill River?
Yeah, on election day 2024, that night, they might be wanting to dive off.
You know where like the Schuylkill Expressway pitches up next to
Yes.
the road? You know,
Yeah.
just jump off there right into the river, right?
Yeah, there you go. There's nothing to worry about there.
No,
All
nothing
right.
at all.
Keep the calls coming at 855-839-1210. Let me remind you about my dentist friend and great prosthodontist. That's Dr. Robert Bentz of the Bentz Dental Group in East Norriton. Now, 2023 was a big year for staff turnover due to retirements, moves, etc. They took their time getting new team members in with Dr. Bentz and Dr. Sarah that are going to fit their culture of excellence, and they have found them. The staff keeps things running smoothly for the patients. I met Laura, the new office administrator, Nancy, Madison, and Shelby. They're there to greet you. Great people. Just wait until you meet them. Just walking in, you get a positive feeling and feel the positive energy with so many people who love what they do, including my dental hygienist, Maria, who was spectacular. Get that beautiful smile, too, that you've always wanted. Visit BentzDentalGroup.com or call for that appointment today, 610-272-6949. That's the BentzDentalGroup.com, BENTZ, or 610-272-6949.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT presents our 7th annual Radiothon to benefit the Travis Manion Foundation. Join us all day Friday, March 22nd. All money raised will go directly towards empowering veterans and families of the fallen to help find healing and unite communities through service. Listen for special guests and exclusive offers, all to help the Travis Manion Foundation. Friday, March 22nd, only on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the Odyssey app. Thanks to our sponsors, Emmons Roofing, Windows and Solar, EmmonsRoofing.com, Mick Coslin Lock Service, specializing in high-tech keys and remotes, locks, the letter N, keys.com, and Steam Fitters Local Union 420, serving the Philadelphia area since 1903. We do it right the first time.
This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Do you know when the best time to buy investment properties is? It's now. It's always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night and learn how to buy investment properties and make money every time. That's right. That's what we teach. We teach how to buy investment properties and make money every time. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now. Take a class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Don't go through life ignorant about how to become a millionaire. Learn how to invest in real estate, the stock market, precious metals, and learn from an expert. At Investor Schooling, we teach these things and more. We only provide education, and we will teach you how to leverage real estate, how to leverage the stock market, and how to leverage precious metals to make more money than you've ever made before. Go to investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday. We will see you there, investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
14 years from today, Jen Gomez will transform her tiny backyard garden into an organic microfarm, all because she's future-proofing her house and garden today with home safety resources from AARP's Home Fit Guide, so she can share her harvest with the community she loves for years to come. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join AARP Philly for a free AARP Home Fit Workshop Saturday, March 16th at 12 p.m. Sign up at aarp.org/yourhome.
Get ready for spring by losing a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days with NJ Diet. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or go to njdiet.com. Get ready for spring with NJDiet.com.
Don't miss Dr. Marianne Ritchie, your radio doctor, Saturday afternoons at 5. Tune in for accurate information so you can make the right medical decisions. Your radio doctor, Dr. Marianne Ritchie, Saturday afternoons at 5 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go? I did it. I got the job. I can't believe it. I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey, Southampton. We know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
All right, Dom Giordano Show. So we're settled in, and you're starting to hear people getting what I've been saying all along. Joe Biden is not going anywhere. He's going to run. Dr. Jill Biden is going to see that also, and it's going to be Donald Trump. That leaves us, what the heck is RFK Jr. up to? Well, here's what I would say is going to happen. I think his campaign has squandered an awful lot of money. They raised an awful lot, and they're not being that successful at getting on enough states to make you believe they could get enough electoral votes. In other words, they would be a spoiler, maybe put independents on the map. I don't know if they're going to get on in Pennsylvania unless, and it looks like RFK's got a choice, and I think he's going to take it, to run for the Libertarian Party nomination. Now, he's a libertarian in some ways, but he's more left than where the Libertarian Party has started to veer. And they have the infrastructure. Since they've been around, he probably could get on the ballot in 30 to 35 states. I'm just hoping he gets on the ballot here in Pennsylvania. Call it whatever. If Biden is defeated, that will be great. But if we lose Pennsylvania too, something about it just sticks in my craw with that. Pennsylvania is one of the swing states where there's doubt. And one of the reasons is Josh Shapiro just weaponizing already what he's going to do for Election Day. This guy is a menace. I'm reading a interview he did. He's tricky. Talking about Pennsylvania as a swing state has the second highest number of Arab Americans, Palestinians, and the like. He's talking about among the swing states. Michigan, number one. Said, well, I've been hearing their voices. I hear them. And then he stands with Israel, but he attacks Netanyahu. See, this guy's constantly. This is the constant playbook of Shapiro. And it's going to be interesting to see. In Minnesota, there were 45,000 votes non-committed, a lot of them young last night in Super Tuesday against Biden. The Gaza thing is hurting him. What's the play there? They really don't know where to go with it. Do the right thing and stand with Israel. They can't do that. Do the Shapiro. He can advise them. This guy is a chameleon on everything imaginable. All right, coming up. We're going to talk with a guy who is a former jewelry store owner, and now he heads up the National Diversity Coalition for Donald Trump. Big defender of Trump, and talking about how Trump is broken through with Black and Latino voters. And the evidence from Super Tuesday is there to back that up. Also, I don't know if there'll be a Dan time with Dom today after all this Mexico travel. My God, it must be grueling. I don't know if we can get that, but we'll get you in on the Mexico. I see a good one up here, too. 855-839-1210. Something you associate with Mexico is what we're looking for. Well, I associate Captain Chucky's with a lot of things, and one of them is Jason and Bridget Latier Want you to join Captain Chucky's in celebration of the National Crab Cake Day this Saturday, March 9th. The 9th is also Beans Ball, which is the biggest fundraising effort for DIPG research. It's the cause created by Captain Chucky's and that the Philomena's Crab Cake benefits. This Saturday at the Newtown Square, Westtown, and Mullica Hill locations, Captain Chucky's will be selling their Philomena's crab cakes 2 for $20. All the profits from these 3 locations on Friday and Saturday, they'll go to the Storm the Heavens Fund in honor of DIPG research. You eat delicious crab cakes for a great cause this weekend, the Newtown Square, Westtown, and Mullica Hill locations. Also, remember, you have to try their brand new concoction, that new Bang Bang Jumbo Lump Crab Cake, a delicious, creamy 5-ounce jumbo lump breaded crab cake with a kick. For those who like to spice it up with some heat, check the store for availability. Captain Chucky's always uses the highest quality ingredients. Their Gulf shrimp, a huge hit. It's always wild caught, never farm raised. My favorite, those delicious Dom rolls. Get the Philomena crab cakes this weekend at Newtown Square, Westtown, and Mullica Hill. There's a location of Captain Chucky's near you. Go to welovecrabcakes.com. welovecrabcakes.com.
At Cherry Hill Volvo, an XC40 can be leased for as low as $459 and an XC90 leased for as low as $629. Interest rates are as low as 4%. Along with Volvo-sponsored incentives, the Cherry Hill Volvo offers are very aggressive. When purchasing or leasing a new Cherry Hill Volvo, special additional incentives will be given when the transaction is completed by March 18th. Spring into Cherry Hill Volvo now for these incredibly fabulous offers.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Endurance has paid hundreds of millions in claims. Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-298-9145. That's 800-298-9145. 800-298-9145.
Hi, it's Dawn. Need a lawn care service? Choose a company that provides better results and is safer for your family and pets. Choose Natural Lawn. They've been creating green lawns quickly, more naturally, and with fewer weeds since 1987. Their technicians work to determine the specific needs of your lawn, which reduces the need for chemicals and creates a safer lawn. Take advantage of Natural Lawn's limited time offer, free seeding every year. Call 800-FREE-SEED. Choose my lawn care company, Natural Lawn of America. Greener grass, fewer weeds guaranteed.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
All right, it is Dom Giordano's show. We're waiting on the guest. We'll see how that happens momentarily. Side question today. Hit us with something that you think associates greatly with Mexico. All right. Bruce Lavelle is a former jewelry store owner. He has served as the executive director of the National Diversity Coalition for Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. He's a former chair of a county in Georgia Republican Party, and he has been in the forefront way back in 2016 through now in talking about President Trump more broadly, but also rebutting this idea of racism, et cetera. In fact, CNN and MSNBC both last night, but particularly MSNBC, saying the MAGA Trump supporters, this isn't based upon economics. See, they think they have the economics covered. We're going to give you something. It's based on race and racism. Bruce joins us here in Philadelphia on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Bruce, good afternoon. Are you serving now, Bruce, in any role with the Trump campaign?
Yeah, I'm a surrogate for the 2024 campaign and all the way back 2024.
Yeah. How did
Yeah.
you go from, so you're a jewelry store owner down there in Georgia, I guess, right? And you end up National Diversity Coalition for Trump.
Yeah, well, a lot of us are own businesses and we serve, civically in all aspects of the party. There's, hardware store owners and car wash owners, and we all serve in some capacity. It doesn't really require a full-time gig, obviously, but I think it's important really to at least serve it, especially in the party's apparatus, because it does give you your ear to the community on who's running for state court, probate, solicitor, et cetera. Very critical positions that affect your day-to-day life. So yeah, I've been a lifetime since working with Reagan in high school.
Okay.
It's a great honor to serve and to learn all the different elected officials and candidates. So never stop going. And
So,
started with the
Bruce,
escalators in
let me ask you,
2015.
how does it feel? You were back there at the origin of this when people didn't see that much was going to happen. And now the data indicates from Super Tuesday and everything else that Trump has broken through with various, I wouldn't say it's universal yet, but particularly with Hispanics, with African-American men. These are numbers other Republicans did not get. And all that does is get people on the other side to say somehow or another, it's even more racist than the last time around. What do you say to that?
Well, one thing I have to say, and I remember, stomping for President Trump back in, candidate Donald Trump in 2015 was, I met him 34 years ago in Atlanta. And, a lot of us have always kind of watched him, as a celebrity for 40 years, from David Letterman's show to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, being on that show, to starring in a Bobby Brown video, So, respectfully, the culture embraced him as just another celeb. And no one ever during that tenure of 40 years ever brought up the word, oh, Trump's a racist or whatever. And so, unfortunately, the left tried to weaponize and control and create the narrative of that he was this big racist and all this other stuff when they were threatened as they started polling higher. So fast forwarding it, the cat's out of the bag. I think the great, radio shows like this one and many podcasts and all types of ways that people can acquire news instead of the big NBC, CNNs, and all those back in the day were trying to control, as well as some of the big publications, newspapers, et cetera, as well as social media. Zuckerberg with Facebook and of course Dorsey over there with Twitter were able to throttle and control the algorithms on the messaging and create this narrative of Trump being a racist. So, and I think fast forwarding that, people are like, wow, wait a minute, this isn't true. All the evidence from him getting the NAACP award from way back and being with Jesse Jackson and, Al Sharpton, Muhammad Ali and Rosa Parks. And the list goes on for generations, and so I think that finally the truth has surfaced at the top, which it should have been earlier. But hey, I guess better late than never.
Well, it is. It's
And
critical now. And Bruce, I wanted to ask you too. You were the former chair of a county, Republican chair in Georgia. Since we've seen the election reform that got Major League Baseball idiotically to withdraw from the All-Star game, people have been pleased. It seems to be across the board in Georgia with a fair election, and everything seems to be fine. So hopefully this time, with those reforms, there will be credibility in this.
yeah, well, it's interesting you say that because Delaware is 4 times harder to vote than Georgia. And
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
Biden's hometown state. And really, it's kind of like I debated this a lot as it relates to what happened in 2020. I've been in Atlanta since 1988, and and I just say, look, guys, and just like when Christy and Nikki and everybody else jumped in, I said, listen, had this been a regular normal election cycle, let's use the word normal. A country that's shut down. Me coming out of a military family, knowing that absentee ballots were primarily for the military soldiers like my pops and uncles and everything else, as well as the incapacitated. So, and then to have say, oh, don't worry, we'll mail your ballots through the mail, without the proper chain of custody. And then, of course, Zuckerberg, spending up to $400 million to prioritize, quote, ballot boxes around the 4 major urban counties of Georgia and many cross counties. So, you play all these variables. It's like, what? Come on, guys. That wasn't a real election. So to your point, yes, some of the states have strengthened their, as I call it, their election laws. I like to say chain of custody, if you want to use that term, and tighten up on a lot of that. So there's still a lot, in my personal opinion, that a lot of this stuff still needs to get adjusted. I'm not a big fan of anything electronic. My wife's an IT engineer. She always said, listen, we always know back doors, honey. She's a high level one. And so I would love to just be on a paper ballot,
Of course.
like France or something, and just be done,
Yeah,
without all the scanner was down, the electric, and that's just old school Bruce. Been around since stuffing envelopes for Reagan since I was 18 in high school.
Yeah. Well, Bruce,
So,
we are counting on you in Georgia this time around. I think we're going to have a good result, and would love to have you back as things heat up.
Yeah.
But you're right. You were there in 2016. It has changed. The bad old days are over here, we hope, with President Trump. Thank you, Bruce. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for having me.
All right, Bruce Lavelle here on Talk Radio 1210, a guy who was there right in the beginning on that aspect of it. Here's Jake Tapper last night. Jake Tapper talking, this is cut 6, how President Trump has reformed the GOP, the party, the image, and the reality of it. Here's what he said.
So you have 2 very strong frontrunners who both have very significant weaknesses. And then you have the question of the third-party candidates, which I raised earlier.
And so the weaknesses come in the sense of, in very much the way you're talking about how he is reforming the Republican Party. More working class people, including voters of color, African American, men primarily, but also Latinos. And also the Democrats picking up more educated voters. There's also, so you talked about the education divide, also a big gender divide. Men voting Republican, women voting Democrat.
All right, more working class people coming of all stripes to the Republican Party. That's why the McConnells, Nikki Haley and others, the Bushes, the whole gang, don't know what to do, but they resent it. So usually they try to undercut. Let's go to Richard in Westchester. Coming up to last time we had one of these from Reddit. I didn't send this to you, Dan, but I waited till you came back. Reddit and subreddit debating Five Guys now. I'll tell you how much it cost, tip included, for a Five Guys cheeseburger. And people are seemingly now not saying these figures are made up, Some of them are attacking Five Guys. They're saying it's Five Guys is the bad guy. But by and large, they're saying this is what it's come to, where it could cost you $24 for what I'll describe to you. Let me go to Richard first, though, in Westchester. Hey, Richard, welcome in.
Hi, greetings. The idea you came up with last hour about trying to figure out what makes the suburban voter tick, and that's a question that comes up almost every day, and we still don't have an answer. I mean, wouldn't that be great to have one of those groups to figure out what makes the suburbs tick? And it would be great radio or
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I'm going to ask Greg about somehow or another to do that, Richard, because at least in some ways, it looks like illegal immigration is broken through of what I thought was an insulated group. And if the suburbanites are worried about things like this, aren't they going to think twice by saying, I can't vote for Trump because of a tweet or something?
Yes. I mean, it's self-preservation to that point.
Yeah, exactly. What's your association with Mexico?
Well, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Jill, our illustrious First Lady, to the Mexican bogadas and their tacos.
Yes. All right. I remember when she did that and she leans that neck in. She's got that whole neck thing going on. It's, oh, God. Yeah, that was in San Antonio, I think. All right, coming up, I'll give you this Five Guys bill. I'll give you it in detail. But the guy who put it up, it's gone viral again. It ended up being $22 without tip, and the tip was only $2.19. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's kind of low. But anyhow, it was $24.10. Not as much fire when other people did this. David Brooks, the guy who's a rhino for the New York Times and is on PBS, put it up at the airport, how much it cost him, I think, to have a drink or two and a cheeseburger, and they tried to kill him on it. That was months ago. Are people finally having it dawn on them that this inflation is baked in? Now, is Biden really going to hold up a bag of potato chips or cookies or something? We have him yesterday. Here's Biden telling us, complaining about Bidenomics and talking about the cookie monster gets it, though. Cut 12.
Some of the small snack companies, you won't and think you won't even notice what they're doing. When they charge you just as much for the same size bag of potato chips, only has a hell of a lot fewer chips in it. I'll tell you who did notice, the cookie monster.
Oh my God.
He pointed out his cookies are getting smaller, paying the same price. I was stunned when I found out that's what actually happened.
Him and Bob Casey cooking this up, greedflation, shrinkflation. And I know you can say, why are they what else are you going to do? Are they just going to admit he baked this in? He did it for the good of the country and for you. Now live with it. They keep on telling us it's not there, or it's the corporations, or if it is there, it'll pass. Janet Yellen, they say now. I don't understand how this isn't the thing that Americans vote on. Do they want this because of the wonders of Bidenomics? Yes or no? Really? That's what you want? You want him to determine what to do with your money. But apparently, number of people saying illegal immigration. All righty, 855-839-1210. I'll give you the Five Guys. And who's responsible? Now, even I could be convinced, I'll admit it. Is Five Guys jacking up the price a little bit? I'd like to see, Dan, one of the best interviews we've had is when we had the Pizza King on of Ocean City. I think we should get him back. I know it's not pizza season now, but just to see what he thinks. And if you remember.
There's a Chuck Bangle.
Yeah, Chuck Bangle. Yeah.
Manco.
Yeah, Manco. And remember the Daily News had those people. We just had a few drinks in Ocean City, and it cost $150. They had like 6 people. They're drinking constantly there. And then they're blaming the Duval Inn, I think. And then they try to blame Manco and Manco. Look at this, how much it costs for a pizza. All right? And they're saying they're jacking it up. Are you believing that Five Guys is just jacking prices up? They got to be competitive. Everybody has a competitor. So all of corporate America is just gone wild. They've decided just to jack up these prices while Joe Biden's president. They didn't do it when Trump was president. They're doing it with him because they have the cover up. The poor Joe's being blamed. By the way, I found out one of the consultants in the room, there's only 4 of them, for Biden's State of the Union speech, John Meacham, is in the room. That's revealed today. He's to give it presidential heft. John Meacham. I mean, what the heck? Wasn't Michael Beschloss invited? Can you see him in there? I want you to put Hitler in there. Say right at the beginning, Trump's dancing, goose-stepping down Main Street right now. My God. 855-839-1210. Jump on board. And if you've been, Ro really loves Five Guys. I've got her gift certificate.
Really?
There. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she does.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, she's a big,
that.
give me a burger grilled.
Yeah,
You know?
wow.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of grease in Five Guys. That's my main criticism is that bag is like dripping when you get the fries
Think
in there.
so? Yeah.
With the...
More than usual?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
now I don't have a dog in this fight for obvious reasons.
I just think the burgers are so greasy. I've never been a huge fan. I should be careful what I say in case they want to sponsor us.
Well, they have they have quite a cachet. The ones I like their fries. I know they use peanut oil, but all right, I'll give you the details. Stop teasing, Dom. Come on, let's get on with it here. Sounding like Biden. 855-839-1210.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
The Department of Veterans Affairs just banned the J-Day Kiss photo from all department facilities.
Imagine coming home and kissing a beautiful woman in Times Square.
This photo is not inclusive enough. It's a guy kissing a gal.
What should he have done? Asked her what her pronouns were first? Did they have pronouns in the 40s?
Can we just wave the white flag, please?
Yeah. You know what? I value exclusivity. I don't want to be bothered by any of you deranged lunatics. Leave me alone.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
All right, fellas, perhaps you've reached that point in your life where you need to spice things up in a current relationship or impress somebody new on the open market. Well, I've got the recipe for you, and it's Blue Chew's Chewables. That's right, Blue Chew's tablets are a performance enhancement for the bedroom that will have you knocking it out of the park and help you gain that extra confidence come game time. And it has the same active ingredient as Levitra and Staxin, but a more cost-friendly price. Blue Chew's licensed medical professionals will work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. If swallowing pills isn't for you, no problem. Their tablets are chewable. And how about this special offer for my listeners? Try Blue Chew for free. All you have to do is go to bluechew.com, enter the promo code 1210, and pay the $5 shipping, and boom, it's yours. Discreet delivery, no in-person conversations, and that special someone will thank you for bringing back your prime. BlueChew.com, promo code 1210, made in the USA.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or biglou.com.
Keep free speech alive. Follow 1210 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
All right, Dom Giordano's show in honor of Dan's soiree for quite a period of time there in Mexico. Forget how many days it was, but hit us with something you associate with Mexico. I see one here that I should have taken off the board. Not exactly in Mexico. I've been there, but yeah, associated with it. But Five Guys.
Distinct as the Bogotas of the Bronx, as beautiful as the blossoms of Miami, and as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio.
She was comparing people to breakfast tacos. I remember when Tucker Carlson read out, her doctorate on the air. Oh, my God. What a fraudulent. She's a driving force, though. It's coming true, just as we've said. It's not just Joe Biden. She doesn't want to go. She's not going. And that's what's driving this. All right, so Five Guys. Per the receipt, the customer spent $12.49. Why don't I have what part of the country this was in? I'm looking for, yeah, it's on Fox Business. $12.49 for a bacon cheeseburger with ketchup and mustard, $2.89 for a regular soda, and $5.19 for a small fry.
No.
After tax and tip. That's a lot. I know.
$5.19 for a small?
Yep. After tax and tip, the total came to $24.10. Guess I was expecting about $12 to $15 per person for Five Guys. $22 without tip, just seems across the line. The user added to a follow-up post, what is the right amount these days? The post garnered quite a response. More than 12,000 commenters weighing in, and then it went to Reddit and subreddit. One said that would be cheap in California. That's California. A bacon cheeseburger from a Five Guys, Culver City, would cost you $14.39. And then with the other things, it would be more than the $22. One, somehow or another, an Ann Arbor subreddit, the cost of the customer's go-to meal rose from $7.79 on February 25, 2021, when Biden's coming into $10.79 a year later. There you go. Right there. Right there is an example of it. Now, question we have to figure out, though, and Dan's inviting to Manco and Manco, it's the best I can do other than being in there, snooping on their meetings. And then we have to ask, are Americans going to buy this? Can they be sold this? They want to, the progressives, the Democrat base, they always want to attack corporate America. Some in the media, they're just jacking up the prices. Stop it already. It can't possibly cost that much. I'm looking for somebody who believes that. How would we know? Five Guys has competitors. I don't know what their direct competitor is, but you got a million hamburger things out there. This is kind of a deluxe hamburger. I'm not sure. Are they the top of the? I think of Five Guys is like the Target versus the Walmart of McDonald's hamburger.
I think the best comparison I've heard is it's essentially the Chipotle to the Taco Bell.
That's a good one, too.
So you get the higher quality of Chipotle
versus
a Taco Bell, which is similar to a more McDonald's. But there are a couple in that gourmet burgers. I mean, Red Robin, I think, is a competitor to Five Guys, even though it's more sit-down than it is.
Right.
In-N-Out Burger out there in California.
Yeah, well, that's got that panache, that cachet of Andy Reid and
Smash Burger. Shake Shack.
Shake Shack doesn't seem high-end to me, is
Shake
it?
Shack, man. Over at the stadiums, it's expensive as hell if you want to. Yeah, it's like $35 for a burger, fries, and a drink.
Oh, my God.
Something crazy. I don't know if it's that high, but it's heck high.
Is this, now look, there might be 50 cents here and there. How do I know that? I mean, the food detectives here. Is this Five Guys getting caught? Or is this a consequence to any number of things that Biden did with spending, then what he's done to energy, supply lines, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? So hopefully we'll have on tomorrow the guy that, Dan, that we can promote too. They're coming back to the stadium, I guess. Remember, they were big. They were big at the Phillies, right? So when we talked with him. He talked really down to the details of just, I'm not putting my people out there in substandard uniforms and they have to be laundered and all the stuff that goes into it. And that's why it costs what it costs for a pizza. Are there some huge corporations that might jack things up, but he's going to try to make this case. What else can they do? And I'm not saying around the edges. So on Reddit and subreddit, Dan, the way that I read this versus previous things that happen like this, people are not bashing the person and saying you're making it up, or they're saying, what kind of Five Guys do you go to? Or they're saying, well, that's Five Guys. They're ripping you off. I'm not seeing that as much. Now, could they be a bit here and there? Sure. I want to see a debate, and I'm serious. Bob Casey Jr., I'll debate him on this. You think he could withstand it here? I go there, I get the information. You know what I'm going to do? I'll put a cot in there, and I'm going to see every cost as it comes in. I'll even eat a hamburger for the team. You think Bob Casey could debate and say, well, this is corporate greed right here, Dom. They charge you 3 cents more for mayo than 8 years ago. Bob Casey really do that? I just hope McCormick just goes after him on this. Take out a thing and start eating potato chips when Casey's talking. He's the guy that's gotten Biden's ear on this. This is the angle. I knew it was there. It wasn't us. It was greedy America. Why are they not giving you as many cookies? Well, it's their way of keeping the price where it is. They don't want to jack up the price because they know if they jack up the price, people are going to get upset. Dan, you look like you have something there.
Just looking at different prices and how things have grown over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Chipotle up near $20 if you want some guacamole on a burrito.
All right.
And also Panera Bread, Dom. Me and Maze will get Panera Bread regularly, and for 2 meals, you're not looking at below $32, $33.
Wow. By the way, you might not want to do that since they're hooked in with Gavin Newsom. And they had a bill.
They?
Yeah, well, you were away. We
Oh,
found
no.
that there's a bill in California where I think the minimum wage is up to $20 from $16, except for those who bake bread on the premises. Get it? Panera Bread. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he went to school with a guy who's a billionaire, and it just happened to be in this most recent bill.
Average meal is $15 at Panera Bread.
Yeah, I would say it should be 10 or 11. What would you say?
Yeah, 10 or 11. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, the You Pick 2 for a while, I think, was like $5.99 or $6.99 or something back
Yeah, 12
10 years ago.
12 on the outside. I could see. So are they jacking it up? Is everybody jacking it up? They're all doing it. It's all they're colluding. And rocket scientists, see, I would mock this by bringing up that Bob Casey's the architect. I mean, Biden is a blowhard of blowhards, but Bob Casey's a dullard on this. Give me a break. He's there because of the Casey name, and it's not going to be as easy to ride it this time. So they're going to tell you McCormick doesn't live in Pennsylvania, and corporate America, McCormick is cheating you. You're not getting as many diapers, that kind of thing. That's what the campaign is going to be. Are they going to buy it in Pennsylvania? Man, I'd love to hear Josh Shapiro on this, Dan. Now, there's a guy, if we were debating on this, I might have to take some days off because I know what he's going to do. Anything's possible with him. Yeah.
I got more information.
Go ahead.
Chick-fil-A, second highest price increase over the past year, 15.6%, an average meal costing $4.65. This is likely, and this comes from Yahoo Finance. It's nice that they're being transparent here. This is likely because the price of chicken has gone up alone 17%. Why so much? The cost of feed, along with a higher demand for chicken in general, has led to a substantial price increase that has trickled down to your favorite menu items. At Chick-fil-A, that means the ever-popular grilled chicken sandwich now costs $7.23.
Yeah, could it be people are going down the chicken from something pricier, because they can't afford that, so they go to chicken. What does that do to the price of chicken? Then it makes chicken go up more.
And a bucket of fried chicken from KFC now averages $14.45.
Collusion. That's outright. That's shocking. See, I have no KFC knowledge. I don't think I've ever been in a KFC. Just something about it makes my skin grow. I'll admit it.
And believe it or not, Wendy's is now considered the most expensive fast food chain in the nation. More specifically, prices went up 35% due to inflation last year. If you're craving a burger, deals are to be found. While a Big Bacon Classic combo will set you back $11.11, you can spend a fraction of the price by ordering a Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe for just $2.56 instead. Don't know what kind of meat you're getting there, though.
Yeah, how big is it, too? Shrinkflation. Let's get Bob Casey on the job. Can you see Bob Casey going to this store? Stop it right there. That bag looks like it has 3 less cookies in it. My God. All right, let me take one more. Let me go to Bill. I think he's got a pretty good one here on the side question. All right, Bill, what do you associate with Mexico?
Well, greetings, amigos, from bucolic, Bucks County.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm talking about General Santa Anna and obviously coincidentally in San Antonio, Texas. Remember the Alamo?
Yeah. Now, have you ever been to the Alamo?
No, I haven't, but it's on my bucket list.
Yeah, I would tell you it's impressive. And one of the impressive things, Bill, about it is how relatively small it is. You know, telling you how packed in they were to defend this. It almost like so you're on top of each other around it. And San Antonio puts us to shame. The Riverwalk is there. It's one of the stops right there. And it's just beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Yep. In
Thank
Santa
you.
Ana took no prisoners.
Yep. The Alamo is a very, very good one. Yeah. Remember the Alamo. It's hard to believe, you know. You can't top that as the saying. Remember the Alamo. 855-839-1210. You get in right now. Is Five Guys, let's just take Five Guys for a moment. Do you believe they're significantly jacking up the prices? They're just doing it. They get under cover of this. Well, you know, and I wonder if people complain about the prices. Do they dare say, well, it's due to inflation, and you know who brought that about? Dan, you're right. I think you said it too, and we played a cut. It was Joy Reid and others. The ladies on The View. Donald Trump ruined the great economy he was given by Barack Obama, and he's the one that precipitated all this inflation. Oh, my God. 855-839-1210. You'll get on board. Also want to play you an area where I wish President Trump, look, it's about winning here. Don't go on with nutbags like this guy he keeps on going on with, who asked Trump, how would you feel to win the popular vote? Let's stop talking about stuff like the popular vote. Let's just stop talking about it. Can we focus here? Stop running down mail-in voting. Stop it. It's about one thing, getting over the finish line. Look, I'll give Democrats credit for this. They are focused in on one thing, to drag Joe Biden over the finish line. You got to give them credit. They don't care. They're going to get him over the finish line. They want to win. Well, we have to get over the finish line, too. You're not going to do it by talking about and arguing the popular vote and also talking about how you still don't like mail-in balloting. Oh, my God. How much? The weekend won't come quickly enough. That's when Ronna McDaniel will be out of there. Laura Trump and Scott Presler, we hear, will be in there. Got to get Scott on Monday, particularly if they anoint him by then. All right, let's talk about batteries plus bulbs. Mount Laurel and Northfield, Roy and his staff, for years we may have sent a couple hundred people there easily. Phones, things that had great sentimental value, something technical that you just couldn't figure out. This is the original batteries plus bulbs founded 18 years ago in our area. So it's like a superstore. I've been telling you things like gaming. They do a lot of micro soldering for game consoles, cell phones, and other electronic devices. They can fix your keychain, your lifetime battery replacement program. Pay once, and any future replacements are free. And right now, you mention my name when you enter one of Roy's stores, Tilton Road in Northfield, or Route 73 in Mount Laurel. Just my name. Don't say Don. He's ready for that. He said, wait a minute. Say that M. Say Dom. And you're entered to win
Right. D-O-M.
Yeah, you'll hear that voice come out from behind the counter.
Get the name right.
There might be a
D-O-M.
shock involved there. We got a guy there. There's that Chris Sharp. He's their master tech. He's in charge of making sure you get it right. You're entered to win a $50 gift certificate to use at Mount Laurel and Northfield locations. No purchase necessary. Call Roy now. Call his people if you have any of these issues. 856-638-0778. 856-638-0778.
Do you feel like you're going through life clouded by doubt?
Talk to California Psychics. Our trusted and accurate psychics are available 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers get 80% off their first reading. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Occupied!
Hurry up!
Go away! I'm enjoying my hot shower!
Yeah, we'd all like to. Hot water hug.
That's it, family meeting. We can all enjoy long, steaming, hot showers, even the last in line, which it seems is always me. But go ahead, have that imaginary argument of what you should have said. Take your time. With our new high-efficiency Navien tankless water heater, I'll never take a cold shower again. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com to learn more.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
See Joe Conklin's comedy show at St. Matt's in Conshohocken, Saturday, April 6th, supporting Plymouth White Marsh High School baseball. For tickets, go to JoeConklin.com. JoeConklin.com!
Are you concerned about your child struggling in school? Do they need more of a challenge? Now's the time to make the call to Kathy Ganna and New Hope Academy in Yardley and Doylestown at 800-300-0003. Let New Hope Academy transform your child's life forever by helping them now. For over 3 decades, New Hope Academy founder Kathy Ganna, a pioneering educator and entrepreneur who created the NHA model, has been utilizing state-of-the-art solutions to uncover ways where your child could avoid struggling and succeed. At New Hope Academy, there's a student-teacher ratio of 2 to 1, allowing for students to deal with many disorders, including high anxiety, social, and emotional, and including bipolar. Do not wait. Remember, only the best teachers can work at NHA. Call for a no-obligation tour and consultation. 90% of NHA graduates pursue a college education. Call Kathy today at 800-300-0003. Online, newhopeacademy.net. Call New Hope Academy today.
Weather sponsored by Bestwork Industries for the Blind.
Cloudy this evening. We're going to get down to around 45 tomorrow. High 54. We're expecting rain just about all day. Thursday, 55 again. Maybe some rain, but not as bad as Wednesday. By Friday, no rain is in the forecast, and it'll be 59.
Weather sponsored by Bestwork Industries for the Blind's e-commerce store, helping businesses succeed in all work environments. BestworkSupplyCenter.com offers traditional office products, cleaning supplies, furniture, technology, and more. Shop now and save at BestworkSupplyCenter.com.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
All right, Dr. Your Dano Show. Welcome in. RFK Jr. just going to Twitter and saying, maybe get outside your bubble to Rachel Maddow. Jen Psaki was the most vile with it. And Joy Reid, mocking that people in Virginia said the number one issue to them coming out of the exit polling was illegal immigration, the border, things related to it. I'm stunned by it, but I wouldn't mock it. I would try to get to the bottom of that's what I'd like to do and see if that's true. And if it is, to Dan's point, this is a gift to Trump because, inflation, you got to connect the dots. And Democrats are going to spend $100 million, $200 million telling you it's corporate America. They'll find somebody somewhere who is, quote, gouging. I don't believe in gouging anyhow. Go to somebody else then, or tell other people about them. You believe they're gouging. Look at these prices if you want, and people won't shop there.
I mean, isn't that a benefit of capitalism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Is Five Guys gouging here because this guy ended up paying with tip $24.10? Or is that reflective of the marketplace? And Dan, I could make an even better argument that shrinkflation is a result of corporate America proving they're trying to keep the price down. They're trying to keep the price the same. Now, is it fair to consumers? I think consumers pick up on this. They're shrinking things. Well, who's responsible for that? Well, they shouldn't be doing it. Okay, Biden. So what they should do is just take a loss because you want to be a significant president.
I think Five Guys is a perfect example of anti-shrinkflation because what's happening is Five Guys is a special way of ordering. It's not a la carte. Essentially,
Right.
They offer one price and say toppings are free.
Yes.
So they're already essentially charging for the toppings, but they're known for their massive burgers. They cook their buns in-house. It's fresh, never frozen beef.
Yeah.
So they're doing everything they can to offer the same product. And because of that, their prices have skyrocketed. So it's almost like anti-shrinkflation we're seeing here.
Yeah. So which one is it? Bob Casey Jr. Dan, will you feel like taking another shot? Just tell him it's on that
Yeah, why not?
issue. Yeah, I was on Inside Story with him. What he's trying to use here. Okay. And again, I would really be prepared for. He's trying to. He jumps away from his proof for the greedflation is, well, why are the stock of these companies way up then if they're suffering under Biden in this? That's his argument. See, he can't prove that they're jacking up the prices by showing competitors. So Casey is here's what he's essentially saying. I'm going to ask him, Senator, you're saying almost all or all of corporate America is just saying we're going to run wild now because under the cover of Biden and the pesky talk radio and Fox blaming Biden, we can jack up the prices. You mean there's no sense of how corporations work. Somebody would try to undercut that to get more people and say, look, they're gouging you. Look at the prices over here. They don't have any sense of competition. He doesn't. He has the father's name. The father's still esteemed. I don't know what it is in Pennsylvania. Oh, Casey. I can still vote for a Casey? Tell me, is the father still alive? Can I vote for a Casey again? That's all that it is. When does that go? I think the father has passed away, what? 25 years ago, 20 years ago, something like that. I see why he's revered. He was the last good Democrat in a lot of ways. But he's going to say it, by the way, tomorrow night. What drink should we take? I'll have more when Biden says, come on, man. No, he does he say that in the State of the Union?
Oh, he's got to.
Yeah? You think even in the
there's no
State of the
doubt,
Union?
yeah,
I don't know if he's said it in previous state.
I haven't heard of come on, man. Is something as his mental capacity lowers, are there less and less come on, mans? It sounds like there might be.
Yeah, that's
I haven't
true.
heard one in a while.
Yeah, I have to check what lingo for him. But tomorrow night, what drink should we take? So we can all do this together. I got to think of the appropriate drink. Johnny.
Give me a break. Gosh almighty.
Johnny down at Mulligan's, you may come up with a concoction. Feel free to let us know, let Dan know, or put it on Twitter.
I mean, just to troll what we've heard on MSNBC about
Yeah.
Ukraine and Putin, why not a Moscow Mule?
There you go. No, I was going to say,
White
Dan,
Russian?
Yeah. Watch that. Biden in trouble. I shouldn't have said that. Well, when Biden gives credit to Bob Casey Jr., see, he'll be thinking he's helping him tomorrow night for coming up with greedflation and inflation. Then he'll say, I knew his old man. He was a great Democrat. I'm the third senator from Scranton. You think he'll give a shout out to Bob Casey Jr.? And the headlines today, I've seen it in 3 spots. They say that the Biden people are aware and they're gearing up because they're afraid of rowdy Republicans tomorrow night.
I got it.
Oh, you do?
Yep. Something
it.
called a Trump-tini. You ever hear of it?
No.
It's the signature cocktail offered at Trump International Beach Resort in Miami since 1992. In 2008, it was actually awarded the best signature drink by Miami New Times. And what it is, Dom, it's a cold cranberry-flavored cocktail made with Bacardi Limon, Cointreau, sour mix, and cranberry juice. It's obviously a portmanteau on the name Trump and Martini, a Trump-tini.
A Trump-tini. Oh, man, this is brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going
It's
to
actually a trademark brand. In 2016, ownership of the Trump-tini trademark was transferred from the Trump Organization to Drinks Americas.
Boy, I'm sure Roe will be drinking a virgin pina colada. By the way, are you able to say that anymore? Or do you have to say non-alcoholic? I
Oh,
don't
no,
know.
you're right. It's always non-alcoholic on these menus now.
Yeah, it
Even
doesn't
down in
say
Mexico,
you
they're
can't.
PC down there.
It says it can't say a virgin
No,
pina colada.
no.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Or what is it? A sex on the beach? Can you say that? I forget what that drink.
I think
is.
I'm made out of pina coladas after this past week.
Oh yeah, right.
At least 5 or 6 a day.
Well, Ro would go to Mexico every day just to be going up and down the coast drinking pina
She's
coladas.
still making those pina coladas at home?
I am.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and we even have a Muir. You know what a Muir is? It's an ice crusher.
Wow.
Yes, just to get the ice has to be precise. All right, now Bill owns a restaurant. Let's go to him in Harleysville. Bill, thank you very much for the wait. Hope we didn't mess up any customers. Tell us why you called.
Actually, we're closed. We're permanently closed now.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I just another angle of the prices. All during the Trump's first term, we bought a dozen eggs, a case of eggs. It was $15.40, and it pretty much stayed that price the whole time. When COVID hit and when Biden took over, it went up as high as $45 a case.
Oh,
so you gotta pass those prices on. So your cost of goods go up.
Well, wait a minute. Take us inside this, though. See, that Bob Casey doesn't understand. You just don't say, all right, it went up this much. We're just going to take the entire thing, right, and pass it on. You sit there and you consult with your wife or whoever else works with you, Bill, and you say, how much can we pass on versus the competitor, but we got to pass it on. Isn't that the way business works?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they think that Five Guys is just saying, yeah, let's jack up the prices and all this stuff. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, if it goes up a few cents, you absorb it. But from $15 to $45, you can't absorb that.
Now, did you pass that on, though? How much, if you remember, did you pass it on?
We did. We raised our prices. Like, I think each sandwich went up $1.
Okay. Did people notice? Did people notice?
All the ingredients went up.
Did people notice that when it went up $1?
Some people did. Some people asked, but they, yeah. But we were competitive to begin with, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, not to say some of these chains might take advantage here around the edges, but by and large, all of corporate America isn't thinking this is how we can pounce now. Some company would undercut them. It would be their way to get new customers.
Right. But the reason everything went up is because fuel prices went up, everything went up, and just the whole chain of things. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Bill, got something that you think of when you think of Mexico?
Oh, Jesus. No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
All right. Well, thank you, Bill. Thank you, though. Yeah, in other words, the restaurant just doesn't say, well, we're just going to put the whole price in here, as he said, because we don't care what the competitors are doing. Or you start to inch toward that and try to find a way around the edge. But Detective Bob Casey ought to have a Sherlock Holmes hat on tomorrow night, Dan. He's a detective. That's what I'm going to be looking for. We still need that drink. If he shouts out to Bob Casey Jr., apparently he's the one who's had Biden's ear. What do we drink if Biden opens up a bag of potato chips? Oh, man. If he has trouble, Kamala Harris jumps in with a pair of scissors. Could you see this? Oh, God. I'm trying to think of who the cameras are going to turn to the most on the Democrat and Republican side. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Bobart, I'm sure. They always like to nail him.
Can we one-up Nancy Pelosi tearing up the speech?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with Johnson. I don't think Johnson. I think Johnson will be given the golf clap.
Yeah,
But they're calling about rowdy Republicans. That's what they're afraid of. All right, more calls coming up here on Talk Radio 1210. First, get buckets with your first bet on FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. Pick a pre-made bet from an app that'll put $5 on. There's a dozen of them there on any game, any outcome that you want. Bet all your favorite NBA players and teams, or your least favorite, like Tobias Harris might be one I constantly would bet against. You can get quick bets, live same-game parlays, exclusive props. And I really like the FanDuel app because it's easy. Just visit FanDuel.com/Dom and shoot your shot. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
1 in 5. That's how many people in our region are supported in some way by the Catholic Charities Appeal of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. With your gift, the Catholic Charities Appeal provides help to thousands of those experiencing homelessness, looking for a hot meal and a safe bed. The fact is, nearly 1 million times per year, our programs provide assistance to people in need. But we can't do this vital work without you. Your gift matters. Go to CatholicCharitiesAppeal.org to donate today.
Hi, everyone. Stephanie here from Emmons. You know, a great way to spring out of those winter blues is by upgrading the favorite place in your home, your bathroom. Emmons will give you an affordable, modest bathroom refresh with synthetic stone surrounds in as little as 1 day. That's right, 1 day. And Emmons will include interior design consultations at no cost to you. This is an easy way to spruce up your bathroom without having to break the bank. Call Emmons today at 856-885-6677 or check out our website at callemmons.com.
This is Larry Sinus with Investor Schooling. You may know me from my book, Money Hacks. You may know me from my radio shows, and you may even know me from some of these commercials. But listen, I'm teaching stuff that people need to learn about money. In fact, my favorite topic is money. So go to investorschooling.com and you will learn things about money that you never even knew existed. We will teach you things about real estate, about the stock market, and about how to use your IRAs properly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Sinus with Investor Schooling. Are you tired of hearing about the recession that's coming? Are you prepared for it? Well, listen, at investorschooling.com, we're going to teach you ways to prepare for the recession that you didn't even know existed. We're going to teach you strategies on how to use real estate. We're going to teach you strategies how to use the stock market properly. That's right. You could even make money in the stock market when the stock market goes down. Hey, go to investorschooling.com and register for a free class this Thursday night, and you will learn all of these techniques. Go to investorschooling.com right now. RSVP for this Thursday. We'll see you there.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey, Audubon, tell your smart speaker to play 1210 WPHT.
We're running a strange program, y'all.
It's Dan time
I can handle things. I'm smart. I'm like everybody says.
with Dom.
That's right. It's that time of the afternoon. Producer Dan takes over the Dom Giordano program. Dom, and I'm live back from Mexico, and it's been a long trip, but it's nice to be back with you, Dom. And I got to ask, your favorite vacation of all time, sir, before I give you two quick stories, is what? It's got to be Italy, right? When you went to Rome?
I like the Venice this time and Lake Maggiore even better than that when we went to Rome the other time. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I would say Italy, yeah.
So two quick stories I saw over the break where I thought that it might be interest of our audience. First, did you see the guy over in Germany who received a COVID vaccination 217 times for personal reasons?
Yes.
Did you talk about that at all on the show?
No, we have not.
Yeah.
Saved it for you.
So what are your thoughts on a guy that goes 219 times, Dom? Or 217 times for the COVID-19 jab?
Was he being paid? Was it a test thing? I mean, that's really dangerous.
It's he was doing it for private reasons. The 62-year-old had no signs of ever being infected with the virus that causes COVID-19 and hadn't reported any vaccine-related side effects. Academics heard about the man in a newspaper report, asked to study his body's response to the multiple jabs. So it wasn't something he did, with a company to study it. They actually found out about it after he had already done it and now want to study his body, Dom. And The one thing so I was with on my vacation a bunch of moderates. They were straight, like a lot of the guys in the bachelor party were moderates. But the one thing that they are very conservative about is the lack of reconciliation for coronavirus. That there's been no answers, and still it's impossible to find answers, and there's no accountability. And one of the biggest fears is, who's to say that just can't happen again? What's already happened, completely ruining our society. Inflation, I think, is a...
Yeah, can you imagine if Josh Shapiro's in charge? Oh, my God.
So my conspiratorial bones got to ask, Dom, is there anything in the plans for the Democrats this time around, do you think?
For COVID?
Yeah, or trying to get more people mail-in balloting, or do you think they're going to play it clean?
Well, they're not going to. We have got our censors out there day and night asking. It's not so much that, Dan. It's much as what they did with the Zuckerbucks, $411 million, and that nonsense. I don't see anything yet. We had Linda Kearns on, I think, at least once more while you were away. Scott Presler. We're wired in, and we're looking this time for anything that they're going to. Well, you know what they're going to try? It's the opposite. They're going to bring in the military and Homeland Security, Josh Shapiro, to say that we're trying to stop people from voting. Hey, Josh, how about taking the military and seating poll watchers in North Philly that are Republicans? How about that? Bring in the National Guard to do that. Let me see you do that.
That's the one thing that really bothered me over while I was gone with the Supreme Court decision. You know, you an entire party saying that Trump's a threat to democracy, where you have a unanimous Supreme Court now saying, hey, look, this is anti-democratic. Like, people are starting to recognize that the anti-democracy party is actually the Democrats, Dom.
Yeah.
And one quick other thing, dating apps now have gotten so bad that speed dating is becoming a thing again, Dom. Is that something you ever tried back in the day?
Nah, I didn't have to do any of that stuff. Are you kidding me?
How'd you meet Ro again?
We were both in a class at Antioch University.
Okay.
And I just got her number. I won't say how.
I want to know how.
And called up. I may have known somebody there, in the office, that kind of thing. Yes. I didn't get her. I got her sister-in-law, and she gave me the number.
You didn't ask out the sister-in-law anyway?
No. Come on now. I had a target. I'm not going to be deflected to another target.
That's all I got for Dan Time today.
All right. Thank you for that brief Dan Time. Back from Mexico. Big 2 o'clock hour. We'll get a winner today and Dom's Money Melody. All that coming up. And the Inquirer interviews alleged Republicans now that Trump looks to be the nominee, like my buddy Vince Fennerty. Vince, come on the show. I'll tell you what he told the Inquirer since he was a Nikki Haley fan. She must be good in the bar and liquor business. All right, 855-839-1210.
It's the time of year to enjoy your life. Hey, Dawn Stensland here. Stop letting that pain in your joints keep you from doing what you want to do this spring. Just call my friends at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. I'm talking lasting joint pain relief. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. QC Kinetics is literally transforming lives. Their advanced treatments harness your own body's ability to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Pro athletes, they've been doing this for decades, but now this life-changing treatment is available for you, all of us. So you can walk, run, climb stairs, play golf, move again, pain-free. No pain pills, no risky surgery. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients who are reclaiming their mobility. Live your best life this spring and summer. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. 215-999-3000, 215-999-3000. Tell Dawn sent you.
Hello, saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Spring is approaching fast. It's time for you to get into shape and ready for the warmer weather. For over a decade, NJ Diet has helped thousands of people lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. That's nearly twice as fast as weight loss injections and without any of those nasty side effects. NJ Diet uses your hair and saliva along with scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements to get you to shed that fat quickly. Then, NJ Diet uses your DNA info to help you keep the weight off. You are fully supervised the entire time to make sure you are burning fat and not just losing water. You even get the doctor's personal email and phone number. Locations close by in King of Prussia, Cherry Hill, and Newark, or available from home with live online video consultations. Call 855-5NJ-DIET, 855-5NJ-DIET, or schedule your consult today at njdiet.com. Get ready for spring weather with njdiet.com.
14 years from today, Jen Gomez will transform her tiny backyard garden into an organic microfarm, all because she's future-proofing her house and garden today with home safety resources from AARP's Home Fit Guide, so she can share her harvest with the community she loves for years to come. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join AARP Philly for a free AARP Home Fit Workshop Saturday, March 16th at 12 p.m. Sign up at aarp.org/yourhome.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
It is Dom time. Welcome in. We'll have Dom's Money Melody. Got a great one today due to Dan's visit to Mexico. Something you associate with Mexico, this Five Guys question. We had a guest on today who talked about the vote in Washington, D.C., where he was, Mike Gonzalez. They reversed all these progressive reforms the D.C. Council did, but maybe more importantly, San Francisco approved 2 new drug and crime measures. Now, one would allow police more of the ability to do chases, vehicle chases. The mayor there said the city cannot continue business as usual when more than 800 people died of drug overdoses last year. The other substantial thing, though, is, and this is right out of the conservative playbook for years, San Francisco voted in the 60th percentile to drug test welfare recipients. So if you're on any kind of assistance I'm using welfare as a broad term, you will be drug tested. I think it's once a month. It's a little unclear of when that will be. And that's San Francisco. So these two issues of crime, illegal immigration, here is the money that Republicans, I'm hoping they get this, will continue to play. We played it at the top of the show, Dan. Here are the gals on MSNBC last night when it came through, this is cut 5A, that in Virginia, now Virginia might have some different reasons there, around Washington, they're near suburbs. I think there could be a good bit of illegal immigration. In exit polling, the number one issue in the primaries yesterday in Virginia was, Virginia now, illegal immigration. Jen Psaki kicks it off here, followed by, you'll hear Joy Reid, and then Rachel Maddow, the big kahuna there at MSNBC. Here's what they say.
I mean, if you look at some of these exit polls, I live in Virginia. Immigration was the number one issue. Yes. Again, these could change in Virginia.
Well, Virginia does have a border with West Virginia. Very contested area. Build the wall.
All right, so that's all over the place today. Even RFK Jr. and others gone after them. Just the sheer disdain they have for the voters. The big guns there in MSNBC. One former big-time and still presidential advisor, Jen Psaki, that this idea is being mocked. Now, I find it to be curious. We'll see when we get to Pennsylvania primary by that point. But I want to know this because this is how we're going to win Pennsylvania or not win Pennsylvania. Now, the number one issue, Dan, they asked in exit polling of Republicans, Democrats in most states was what? What do you think it was?
Don't know.
Yeah, you usually talk about it. Abortion. Still with abortion. And, you can't be one of these people on the Republican side that wants to wish it away and say, come on now, still with the abortion. Oh, yeah. You can't wish it away. You have to deal with it. You have to figure out how to mitigate that. You could say, well, it's irrational. You don't want to be like them. That's why I brought it up again. They're saying illegal immigration. You got to be kidding me here in Virginia. And here it's abortion again in many states. That's what the exit polling told us on the Democrat side. How out of touch, how much in a bubble. There was in the news big time in Virginia, somebody there illegally who sexually assaulted a 14-year-old yesterday. That made news across the state. So every state is a border state. I still got to be convinced, and I love to just probe our suburbs more, particularly with people that are not diehard Trump voters or diehard progressives, but people that are independent on the fence. Are they really going to say, I just can't stand Trump again? Or have some of these issues broken through? Have they broken through to make a difference? Now, every vote counts. Philadelphia GOP Chairman Vince Fennerty said to the Inquirer that he thinks Trump might do better in Philadelphia this time because the progressive Trump haters will not come out as strong as they did in 2020. That's interesting. I'd like to hear him say, I'm going to be working to elect Republicans. That's what Mitch McConnell said today when he endorsed Trump. Now, who has a more bitter relationship with Trump than Mitch McConnell? They apparently haven't spoken in 3 years or so. They are oil and water. I mean, that's an odd couple. So at least McConnell, though, out in front saying, yeah, I endorse the nominee and it's going to be Trump, so I endorse Donald Trump. People making a lot of the fact that Nikki Haley did not endorse President Trump today. And I understand that in this moment. I would predict, though, and it gives her another shot at a forum here, that sometime before April, she'll endorse Trump. And I would predict she'll campaign a bit here in Pennsylvania using the primary as part of it. The primary here in Pennsylvania has to be treated as if this is not spring training, how it used to be with Major League Baseball, where guys showed up out of shape and all that stuff. But spring training, where you're going to win the World Series, you got that team and you're really fine-tuning, mail-in balloting and all that stuff. Yet, President Trump still goes on with nutballs. Dan, this is cut 13. Here's my advice. Don't go on with this guy. Listen to the stuff he gets going with Trump. What Trump needs to do is to stick to, and he can be entertaining with it. He can talk about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. He can mock that. Fine, do it. He can mock him on shrinkflation and greedflation. He can mock him on the border. Just stop going back to 2020, but listen to the guy interviewing him, and they start talking about the popular vote.
Let's talk about winning that popular vote. How would that make you feel to win the popular vote?
Well, look, we have a couple of problems in this country. Number one, mail-in voting. Mail-in voting will always be dishonest, okay? And it's a shame that we have it. Jimmy Carter did a report along with a couple of other senators that were respected, Democrats, Republicans, it's like a commission. And the end result of the report was never go to mail-in voting. It will always be dishonest. That was a long time ago. France fairly recently switched from mail-in voting to one-day paper ballots, voter ID, very simple. One-day voting. I mean, these elections where they take 61 days and then they want an extension. And, they use machines to count it fast, but nobody ever had they last weeks longer. And then you wonder what's happening and how come that material is moved and it was there and where is it now? Now we have to have fair elections.
All right, this guy is a nutbag. It's like an internet show, whatever. Now talking about the popular vote. I'm trying to marry two things together here. I'm saying Trump can be Trump. He can be entertaining. He can be kind of caustic. Just do it on the things that people are concerned about. He's got the ability to do that. So try to steer him away from guys like this nut that wants to ask, how would it feel if you're winning the popular vote? Who cares about the popular vote? How many times have we been through this that it doesn't matter? Oh, so you're chickening out or can't win the popular vote now. I'm not caring about the popular vote. I celebrate the genius of the Electoral College and everything else. I don't care about the popular vote. I only care about it in one place that we have any control over, Pennsylvania. The popular vote here to win that because that's 19 electoral votes. I don't care. They could win by 1 trillion votes if they want to cheat the popular vote. California won by 1 billion in the popular vote. We've written it off anyhow. Next, knock yourself out. Our goal is to win maybe 6 states. I can't imagine, Thank you. We'll start to hear that Minnesota's in play. I really don't believe Trump is going to win in the end, Michigan. I know that's a fanciful thing. You can take a shot there. I don't see that. I think he's going to win Georgia and Arizona, though. I bet on that. But our job is Pennsylvania. It's about winning. It's not about, the popular vote cheated. No, stop talking about this stuff and stop dissing mail-in balloting. Laura Trump not getting it. Laura Trump was brilliant when she was on with us, talking about early voting, legal ballot harvesting, the mail-in ballot. We got to get Scott Presler there, get him in office, get him going, give him a lot of money. But you need the big guy here to come to sanity and say, I know all that, but you know what? I play golf. And when I play, I may not like the greens. I may not like that some days because of heavy rain, you play winter rules, preferred lies. I don't like that. I like to play the ball where it lies. Okay. But I'm not going to lose just to be a purist. Isn't that what we have here? How much more do we have to go through this with people who just want to think we're going to just overwhelm them? It's going to be close, but definitely doable. And several states are trending the right way. The one that's neck and neck by every mechanism that I could tell you is Pennsylvania. And I look across the field and I see Josh Shapiro, who badly wants to be president. If he can deliver Pennsylvania one way or another, this is what we're up against here. You can't just dismiss it and say, how can they vote for, you know what we're up against. You got the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Got to play offense, got to play defense. Let's go to Chris in Malvern before Dom's Money Melody. Hey, Chris, good afternoon. What do you have today?
I saw some pictures of her in a bikini on Instagram. She's still gaga. Salma Hayek.
Yeah, how old is Salma Hayek at this point? About 55 or 54?
Nah, she's 50.
50. Well, still, yes.
She's 57.
I thought she was old.
Yeah, she's 57 now.
She's 57, Chris.
57.
Yes. There's something. Yeah, 57. That's stunning, and it looks to be very natural, Dan. And I think I've seen her in several things that were more independent films, at least one. Very good actress, too. It's not just something where she's with a revolutionary, the Banderas guy, and they flash to her and she fires a gun once and they flash to her again. She's a pretty good actor. 57. Wow. Dan, he has been on fire since you've been away.
Has he?
Even Roe wants to know when Joe of Exton comes on. Even she gets the whole thing and says, is this guy a great actor or what? I said, no, this is all natural. There's nothing artificial here. Let's go to Joe of Exton on Talk Radio 1210. Hello, Joe. Welcome in.
Yes. Hello, Dom, and good afternoon.
Afternoon,
you
Joe.
And Dan.
Joe, any plans on stealing Dom's wife?
Pardon that? Dan what?
She's a big fan. Bro's a big fan.
Dom's wife's a big fan of yours. Are there any plans
Yes.
to steal his wife away from him?
Yes.
Steal what away from him?
My wife, Ro, Joe. She's a big fan of yours.
No,
I got to watch it.
She's yours.
Okay.
She belongs to you.
Chattel. Yes.
Okay. When I think of Mexico, what comes to mind is the shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Why that, Joe? What's the significance to you?
Well, it's a shrine in the town of Guadalupe, this village in which a peasant Mexican comes upon a grotto with the figure of the Blessed Mother in it. And ever since then, it's been a shrine for Mexicans to go to.
Absolutely.
Isn't that where people descend upon, Joe, in Mexico to see? Wasn't there like a sighting of
No,
an
that's
angel?
Fatima.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Alleged Catholic there. Thank you, Joe.
Caught.
Or Lourdes. Yeah, Lourdes or Fatima. Yes. But, oh, my God. Danny's been on a roll here.
Yeah,
Some of the answers, some of the stuff that he's come up
Steal
with
your
in the last
what?
few days. Yes. Even Roe enamored. Can we have a Joe of Exting time each day so people can stop everything and just hear the wisdom?
It's got to be coming around 2:14 or so, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just before Money Melody.
All right, but it is time right now for
It's the Money Melody.
All right, today we're playing again for another real good gift, a $25 Dunkin' Donuts e-gift card. All right, Dan, what do you have?
Yeah, Dom, so I thought I'd take a mariachi cover of a popular song, and this one, Dom, every time you go to a wedding, or in my case, a club in Cancun, it seems like this song was played at least once an hour. Still very popular down there. Dom, here it is, a mariachi band covering a very, a dance song, a recent pop song, and I want to know either the name of the song or the artist behind the song. It can be either or today, Dom. But here is your clue, a mariachi version of a very popular American song. I want to know either the name of the song or the original artist, Dom. Take a listen.
Cuando sea mayor y más sabia, todo este tiempo he estado encontrándome a mí misma y no sabía que
Here's a big giveaway, guys.
I think I heard that on Breaking Bad several times. All right, so almost anything to hitting the correct answer here will get you that $25 gift card. Here's how you get in. 855-839-1210. By the way, Henry one day, I think, gave like a 3-second clue. I don't know if that was at your direction or you went nuts.
Oh, yeah?
It was pretty tough. So I don't know about that. It's pretty tough.
Did it work? Did he get a winner?
Yeah, there was a winner, though.
Can I just take a moment to thank Henry for just a freaking awesome job?
Yeah, you did a great job.
He made my vacation wonderful,
Yes,
Henry. Thank you,
it was
sir.
very, very good. 855-839-1210. Get in. Get that $25 gift card on Talk Radio 1210.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT presents our 7th annual Radiothon to benefit the Travis Manion Foundation. Join us all day Friday, March 22nd. All money raised will go directly towards empowering veterans and families of the fallen to help find healing and unite communities through service. Listen for special guests and exclusive offers, all to help the Travis Manion Foundation. Friday, March 22nd, only on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the Odyssey app. Thanks to our sponsors, Window Nation, for all your window and door needs, windownation.com, and the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey's premier full-service resort, conference center, and beach destination wedding venue, grandhotelcapemay.com.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-514-1026. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-514-1026 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-514-1026 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-514-1026.
Hi, I'm Tom Herr, and this is Susan Herr. We've been with the Crash Proof Retirement System since 2018.
Being with Crash Proof is like being in a big family. We know there's a lot of other people out there just like us, and everyone's very happy.
Yeah, they're not sad.
They're not sad. I mean, we come in and we know our money's safe and it's continuing to grow.
The Crash Proof system is fighting inflation for us. When prices do go up, we still have income coming in. And with the Crash Proof system, we made just under 7%. Even though we're using money, we're still making more money. And at the end, we have more money than we started with.
we have those resources to make our life in retirement much more comfortable.
And we can sleep at night.
Yes, definitely.
Register for the next Crash Proof Retirement educational event at Spring Mill Manor on March 19th. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. This spring is your chance to get the perfect smile from my friend, my dentist, Dr. Mike Veneria at Veneria Dental. Dr. Mike is the master of implant dentistry. I've been telling you about Dr. Mike for years. My entire family goes to Dr. Veneria because the level of care and commitment to dental excellence that Dr. Mike and his team delivers to every patient is unmatched. He's been delivering results that surpass expectations, and that has made him a top dentist in New Jersey for 10 consecutive years. He has one of the most respected reputations among his peers as a master of dental implants. So, if you've been on the fence about getting that dental procedure done, reach out to Dr. Mike today. You have a choice, a clear choice for you and your family. So give Dr. Veneria a call. I promise you won't be disappointed. With 2 locations to serve you in Cinnaminson and Woodbury right over the bridge, schedule your free implant consultation today for your perfect smile. Call 856-786-2020 or veneriadental.com, VANARIA, veneriadental.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's breaking news all day long from around the world, and sometimes all that noise makes it hard to hear about what's happening right here at home. With the free Odyssey app, getting your local news plus breaking news is easy. And even when you're not near a radio, stay connected with what's going on right here by listening live and push alerts. Just download the free Odyssey app and search and follow your local news station, and you're good to go. The local breaking news to get you through your day at your fingertips on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
It's the Money Melody.
Where's all the money gone?
Show me the money.
All right. Every day we play Dom's Money Melody, and usually it's a cover or something like that. You feel free to tell us your all-time favorite Money Melody that you can't believe somebody
I think it's
got
got to be Taylor Swift, Lose Yourself.
It's
right?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Defiling the great Eminem. I'm telling you, when he says the music, the moment, I get it. That guy's the ultimate competitor. Got to run over top of him. That's all I need to hear. You're in.
Mom spaghetti.
By the way, I don't think I could control myself, Dan. I don't know if you've seen the buzzer beater. That shot was in. That team in Manawakan or wherever beat Camden, I think. Making national news.
No, I
now.
didn't see this.
Yeah, the guy put it in. They ruled that Camden lost. And then they came around and said, no, it didn't beat the clock. Buzzer beater. It was a tap-in. Ridiculous. All right.
Yeah.
But
wow, yeah, right, yeah.
It beat it by 1/8 of a second, I think. All right. Let's hear the clue again.
Cuando sea mayor y más sabia, todo este tiempo he estado encontrándome.
I guess if you know Spanish, you got an advantage here, right?
Yeah, advantage. There it is. That's it. That's the money.
Ah, you recognize that, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go to Rich in Oakland. All right, Rich, what's your answer today?
Hey, it's actually Robert, but I think the song's called Wake Me Up.
Yes, it is. All right, Richard, enjoy. Dunkin' Donut played out very well with a Dunkin' Donuts $25 gift card. Nicely played, Rich. Or Robert. I'm sorry, Robert there, Jim. Okay. Dan, any more in the backstory there?
No, just again, this is Wake Me Up Avicii. It's a song that came out a while ago. You hear it at weddings and clubs here in America too, but man, it seems like every hour, at least on the tourist resorts, they have this stuff to get people riled up. But Dom, still a very popular song. Congratulations. Mariachi Band covering Wake Me Up by Avicii. Aloe Black providing vocals in the original.
I would have a mariachi band at every event if I could. Love the mariachi.
So I went to a restaurant where a couple, unprompted, had a mariachi band stand over them and sing Chileto Lindo. Is that a little intrusive into a meal? I don't know. If you're sitting there with your wife and a band comes over and starts playing for you.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
That might be bad form.
And everyone in the restaurant's looking at you now. Yeah.
Yeah, like too loud of a happy birthday thing might be a little bit of it. All right, got something that's an interesting angle. And Mike Johnson is doing a good job navigating the speaker. This is softening the battlefield, and he's being attacked unbelievably on the left under the guise of they love America. He doesn't. They love law enforcement. He doesn't. Try selling that with the National Democrat Party. Haters of cops and law enforcement. Just put AOC and Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib up there. We love law enforcement. Well, Johnson is saying we've had it. The speaker, we're going to cut these agencies that are really overreaching, that have turned in some ways down. I sent you the sound too, against the American people. We're going to cut 3% from the Department of Justice, 7% from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, and 6% from the FBI. And oh, by the way, 10% from the EPA, and that's just a start. Then he made clear this, call it the defund the police. We have a lot of priorities and things we need to advance, but the reality is we all recognize we have to grow the House majority, take back the Senate for the Republican Party, and win the White House. Couldn't support him more. And you know what their argument is? This show, they're trying this out on people. Okay, let's hear Johnson say it. And the argument is they really don't love America, and they really don't love cops and all this. Do you think that's a winning argument for any Democrat anywhere under any circle? If you can't beat a Democrat on this, then you shouldn't be in politics. Listen to Johnson.
We have advanced, and we also advanced, as you've seen the summary, cuts to some of the agencies that we believe are really overreaching and have been turned in some ways against the American people. We're going to cut 3% from DOJ, 7% from the ATF, 6% from the FBI, and 10% from the EPA. And that's just a start. We have a lot more priorities and things that we need to advance. But the reality is, as we all recognize, is that we have to grow the House majority, take back the Senate for the Republican Party, and win the White House. And I'm here to tell you the reason we're optimistic. We believe those things are going to happen in November. We can't wait. That day can't get here soon enough.
All right. So the charge is, and Morning Joe and the others come up with this all the time. Oh, these blowhards, they're really defunding the police. And why is it that Democrats hate the local cop who has to deal with nonsense like that state cop who still is in limbo after that couple got into it with him on 676 last Saturday? And by the way, what does Josh Shapiro have to say about it? Tinted windows, no registration, that whole deal. Constantly going after cops in situations like that. But they love the FBI. They love the AFT. They love the EPA, which has police powers too. They're all kind of wrapped together here. And up until that Republican report on Joe Biden, they loved the Department of Justice. By the way, that guy Tur, who did, or is it her? It's her, will be testifying on Monday. And you heard Bill McSwain with me break down how buttoned up that guy. It's going to be interesting. Let's go to Robert in Ben Salem on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Robert, welcome in.
Tom, it's good to talk to you today. I was thinking about what you were saying about Michigan, and I'm thinking that there's a chance that Trump could win Michigan because of the Muslim vote. And the media immediately says, oh, they're coming out against Joe because of his support of Israel, which is tepid at best. I think they started losing the Muslim community when they found out about the sexualization and indoctrination of their children in the schools. And Muslim population did not like that at all. So I don't think that Biden is going to win that part of the vote in Michigan. And that's like 14 to 18%. And that would turn the tide towards Trump in that event.
It is. I'm just telling you're right. And that happened in California, too, with other immigrant groups that came from different countries on kids. You're right. But it's just a gut feeling with Michigan. Somehow or another, they elect Whitmer and all. I just I worry about that. Maybe because I have nothing to do with it. Pennsylvania, we do have a lot to do with it. And I think it's more fertile ground to win here.
I think that you're absolutely right on your instincts on Michigan. However, I do believe that the Muslim vote is big enough they don't have to come out and vote for Trump. They just have to sit home,
Right. Well,
which is what I think they're going to do.
We have the second highest among the swing states of Arab voters, Muslim, et cetera, Robert. So I'm taking that
They're
into
at school
account.
board
Yeah.
meetings.
Yeah.
I see them at school board meetings, yes.
Yeah.
And one more thing. They're flying an additional 370,000 over the border. So not only are they flying them all over the country from the border, they're flying them from other countries as well. And they're telling us that all of these delays and cancellations over the last 2 years were because of weather. Really? I mean, they didn't even care about all the problems they caused for American travelers. And don't tell me that taking all them planes away to fly them people around did not impact that. You know what I mean?
I'm
disgusting.
sure. And this is the type of thing to document and drill down on. That's what Trump ought to be talking about, without a doubt.
Absolutely. I'll get right to it, though. I'm going to go with Cinco de Mayo. I can't believe it was still on the board. That celebrates the Battle of Puebla, where the Mexicans defeated the Second French Empire in 1862. And that goes back to yesterday's question about being overshadowed. That was overshadowed by our Civil War. So I thought that was a nice tie-in. But you guys have a great day, okay?
Thank you, Robert. Oh, man, on the side question.
What a great
Dan.
side question that was.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
that-
Oh, Dan, it was off the charts. Thank you for that one, because people were actually saying a food that overshadows another, and how if you taste the two of them together and all that.
I don't think that was me. Was that you, or was that Henry that came up with that one?
Oh, it was a little bit with Henry.
Yeah.
We're doing it because we thought Travis Kelce was overshadowed by Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce,
yeah.
because of Swift, and also because of Travis Kelce somewhat. So we got that all going. Yeah, it was one of the all-timers. Not like what song should you dance with your mom with at the wedding. That is unprecedented. Yeah. All right, 855-839-1210.
Hopefully only get married once, though, so I don't know if we'll be doing that one again.
Yeah, well, we'll have to second time around. Sorry, Macy. Side question demands it. 855-839-1210.
You're in trouble with both the wives today, huh?
Yeah, you can get
Joe and X and steal on yours.
We need
I'm moving on to the second one.
We need the Joe. See, you can't do the Joe of X an hour. He doesn't speak enough. When he cuts it, he just stops. It's like Frank Costanza. It's that holding style. He just stops it. That's it. He says, good afternoon. He says it, and that's it. You're not getting any more out of him. Hey, bet the NBA with a no-sweat same-game parlay from FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino every Thursday with TNT Thursdays. It doesn't matter if you're new to FanDuel, already have an account. You'll get bonus bets back if your same-game parlay doesn't win on any NBA or TNT game. NBA same-game parlays are the perfect way to combine your bets for a chance to score an even bigger payday. Now, they have a ton of these parlays up for you that you can choose on FanDuel, or you can create your own. However you want to play, just head to FanDuel.com/Dom, D-O-M, to bet the NBA with a no-sweat same-game parlay with TNT Thursdays. FanDuel.com/DOM. And make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. Minimum 3-leg parlay required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Rain's going to stick with us this evening, and showers are going to continue in the overnight hours. We'll get down to around 49. Now, tomorrow, we're not supposed to see any rain, but a high of 57. Friday, pretty much looking the same. On Saturday, we'll go back down to 50, and that's when the rain may come back.
Weather sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
and Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go? I did it. I got the job. I can't believe it. I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Rich Zioli. Now is the time to book an ultimate kids spring break getaway at My Happy Place, the beautiful oceanfront Grand Hotel in Cape May. Available March 24th through April 4th. Book 2 nights, save 5%. Stay 3 or 4 nights, save 10%. Stay 5 nights or more nights, and save 15% off regular rates. Breakfast included in all packages. Enjoy their indoor heated pool, restaurant, arcade for the kids, and so much more. Book direct with them for the best rates. Call 800-257-8550 or visit them at grandhotelcapemay.com.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Listen to Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sunday mornings at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Learn about investing, tax strategies, and more. Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sunday mornings at 9.
Right now might be the best time ever to upgrade your old, inefficient water heater to a state-of-the-art Bradford White Aerotherm heat pump water heater. It's eco-friendly, Energy Star certified for high efficiency, and will help lower your energy bills. Rebates and tax credits are now available that could save you thousands of dollars. How you heat your water matters. So ask your plumbing professional about the Bradford White Aerotherm heat pump water heater, or visit bradfordwhite.com to learn more.
Broadcasting live from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey
app. All right, Dom Giordano's show. Hit us on the side question. SEPTA police chief. We had him on. He's a good guy, but he's up against it. Lawson says they're going to be very, very aggressive. Dan, while you were away, there have been, this week alone, 3 deadly shootings within a week involving SEPTA bus riders.
Wow.
3 in a week.
Oh.
So am I the only one with all these media sources in town? One thing they could be doing, other than what they have to do with more cops and all this, when are we going to get the special prosecutor? When? They're already in violation of the law that was passed, the agreement with Shapiro and the others to get the deal that he wanted, all this more spending and all, which is they were supposed to do it within 30 days. I think we're at least 30, if not 40 or 50 days past that. The special prosecutor who would be put in there for anything they could connect to SEPTA, not just on SEPTA, but around it, which would take up a lot of the city, where Krasner fails to prosecute, will not prosecute. That's the whole purpose of it. So how about the chief and others say something like that? It's Josh Shapiro again, another rope-a-dope, and his attorney general put in there as his surrogate, doesn't appoint a special prosecutor. Is it impossible to do? Will the media start to count down? Why no special prosecutor? And the other thing that's going on here, and Dan, you were on it more than I initially. It's a couple of years ago. I want to know how many of the Philadelphia police are trained on a taser and have the taser now, because we're still waiting for the state police. They might take another 3, 4, who knows, weeks to have a body cam. After this incident on the side of 676, they said, well, we're getting on that, but there are. What in the world about the word urgency? Just spit it out. What's the problem? And then fix it. 3 deadly shootings and others wounded just in 1 week on SEPTA. In New York, they're checking bags if you're getting on subways and the like, and they're bringing in the National Guard. I don't want to bring the National Guard in and everything. I'm not that type of guy. But what the hell are they going to do here?
I just look at something like the tasers, and you often hear from Democrats about bad policing, but when you look at something where police aren't trained on tasers, it just comes across as something fabricated to me to a degree. Let's not train them on tasers. Let's make them bad cops so we can bitch and moan about them and get things changed. Meanwhile, they're not training them to actually police correctly with a taser. It's nuts to me.
We all want them to have tasers as another modality that they might use it in certain circumstances rather than having to shoot the guy. Then all hell breaks loose. And yet, there's no movement on this. The guy says something. I'm looking at this tape of the state police guy. He says, oh, yeah, maybe another 3 or 4 weeks. And everybody nods their head. Why? Well, you're in government. Urgency, if you were in private sector and all. So I feel for this SEPTA cop that heads it. He was on. He was a good guy. But why in the world are they still not having a special prosecutor? Let's go to Lori and Ringo's. And Lori is on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Lori.
Good morning. Good afternoon, Don. Sorry.
It's okay.
I just want to say you were talking a long time ago in the show about prices going up. And, it really seems like it's virtually all food. I was going to make a joke about how, for me, one of the main food groups is chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And between the students and my husband and even my brother, I got like 3 boxes of chocolate hearts on Valentine's Day. Didn't matter if it was low-end chocolate or high-end chocolate. The packaging now, the chocolates used to be crammed in next to each other and paper. Now it's like there's more space from the plastic molds between the pieces than there is chocolate. So whether you want to call it shrinkflation because they're giving you less chocolate, whatever. To the point of an earlier caller, it's the cost of transporting the stuff, because of fuel costs. It's the cost of the ingredients. I don't blame restaurants or the food, providers really for the pricing increases. It's just bad management of an economy that's supposed to be more of a free market economy.
Right, because what I would do, if it were possible, Lori, and you got a sharp eye on this, I would advertise we're making it 1/8 of an inch bigger or whatever you want to do. Buy this, you're getting more. Corporate America would do that. They have to be competitive. So if almost all of them are doing stuff like this, it tells you they're not trying to rip people off. They're trying to survive on this.
And really, when you take it down to the local level, local restaurants, you see that they're part of the community a lot of times. Great food from a local restaurant, and we still say they've kept their prices down, but the prices have still gone up, even though they've trying to keep a lid on them. But the pizza crust is thinner, and you get less pasta when you go there for an entree because they're trying to stay alive. I'll be honest with you.
And I have to tell you, that's one of the biggest complaints I have about the restaurant. I'm willing to pay if it's $1 more, something like that, but when it's skimpy or when they pour the wine glass, all right, $9 or $10. I usually won't do that at a restaurant. I go to a BYOB.
Me too.
But when they're, when they're chintzy on how much of that glass they fill up with the wine, oh man, you have to be a degenerate to put up with that. You're going to say, I'm going to throw back 3 glasses no matter what. I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, we go to a BYO place every Saturday night, and I think that's one of the things that makes it work for us. It is we can do that to keep the cost down.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest inventions imaginable, the BYOB.
Yeah.
Oh,
another aide I work with, young woman in her 20s, part of a large family, still lives at home with their parents. There's other kids. She mentioned when we were talking about like recipes and good dinner, she wasn't complaining like they don't have enough money. We want to hand out. She was saying like, hey, we started using this pasta recipe because we've had to cut back on meat in our meals, like because of the price of meat. Okay, this is affecting real people who, they're still trying to make it about using their own wits and their own energy. But it really is hitting people. When you start talking about cutting out meat for a family with younger people in it, I think that's pretty scary.
It is, Lori. How about your association with Mexico? What do you have?
Okay, this is tongue in cheek. How about from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, Los Pollos Hermanos, Mexican restaurant. They front for the methamphetamine business.
Yes. Gus, all-time great character. Dan, my favorite scene in Breaking Bad could be Gus coming out when the explosion happens and straightening his tie. That's what he always does. Like he's just going to go about his business. You're not going to kill me. And the other side of him's blown away. Oh, my God.
So amazing. Has never seen Breaking Bad. Now we're 3 episodes in. Is this something you might want to revisit and we do a watch through together and talk about Breaking Bad?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
If you have any desire to rewatch it, now might be the time. Maisie and I just restarted as well.
I have it. The last I rewatched the whole thing up to a month ago. So
the first season though is so slow.
Oh, not at all.
No, it's so much character building, and Skyler is so unlikable, and Walt Jr. with his breakfast orders, and
but the main character, it's setting the universe.
It is.
And Vince Gilligan says nobody gets out of this not being held accountable.
There are definitely times that Maisie looks at me and says, this is considered one of the best shows of all time. And I say, yeah, it drags in the first season, but you watch starting season 2, you'll realize why it's known as that.
Top 5 of all time, without a doubt. All right, hit us on the side question now, coming up at 855-839-1210. That's how you get in AT&T and Verizon Wireless. You just push pound 1210. Well, Dan asked me my favorite vacation spot. It's got to be Italia. My favorite destination in the world, Italy. And it's called the grand event when you go for good reason. Rome, Tuscany, Florence, Orvieto, Siena, Venice, Milan, the northern Italian lakes region, 12 big days touring, and the kind of dining events that only conservative tours, that's who I go with, and Ken Chase is famous for in Italy. $53.71, and that includes your airfare. You get the Colosseum, the Vatican, Trevi Fountain, Piazza Navona, fully escorted by the conservative tourist team in Italy. I've told you about Lorenzo, Romina, his sister, and Giuseppe. The guy's got to learn that it's gravy, not sauce. I don't care how Italian he is. Call them toll free at 888-733-9494 or go to conservativetours.com. Think about it. Tuscany beckons. It's time to answer. Florence, the history, the beauty. San Gimignano, bustling Siena. Then it's on to the grand finale. We loved Venice, Milan, the pristine resort of Stresa, and Lake Maggiore. Bellagio, too. All this fall in Italy. Go to conservativetours.com.
Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Terms and conditions apply. Your mobile carrier's availability and message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
See Joe Conklin's comedy show at St. Matt's on Fayette Street in Conshohocken, Saturday, April 6th, supporting Plymouth White Marsh High School baseball.
It was fun 100% every time. It's spectacular. Joe Conklin's awesome. Hysterical.
Super funny.
Hysterical.
I love the horns. Oh, my God.
Really, really enjoy it.
That's Joe Conklin's comedy show at St. Matt's on Fayette Street in Conshohocken, Saturday, April 6th, supporting Plymouth White Marsh High School baseball. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. joeconklin.com!
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Endurance has paid hundreds of millions in claims. Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-298-9145. That's 800-298-9145. 800-298-9145.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
You're all set with your new Navien water heater.
I can't wait to take a shower without running out of hot water. I'm just going to love my Navien tankless water heater. I just want to say
Oh, no need to say that, ma'am. You'll always love Navien's high efficiency that will save you money on gas bills compared to other water heaters.
I love how I have more space with its wall-hanging design. Please let me say
Nope, sorry, miss. I know you appreciate it, but I can't let you say it.
Why not?
Because with Navien, it's a tankless job.
How long you been waiting to use that?
You'd be surprised.
Find a Navien installer near you at tanklessmadesimple.com.
It's Dom time. Dom Giordano. Weekdays, noon till 3 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the free Odyssey app.
The time has come for the final test.
We usually call it the lightning round.
All right, it's been tremendous today. Dan goes all the way to Mexico, and we got the side question out of it. We reprocess everything here. We don't waste anything on the Dom Giordano
We like recycling.
show.
We're environmentalists.
We
right?
are recyclers big time here. Who knows what we'll recycle next? Bro, that sounds like a side question to me. I was just making breakfast. Let's go to Catherine in Philadelphia. All right, Catherine, afternoon. What do you have? All right.
Catherine. Come on.
She had cliff divers before. We'll go with that.
Now she
All
has
right.
baseball, though. That's a
Yeah,
great one,
that's
too.
right,
Kenny
yeah.
Powers going down to Mexico to play some baseball and Eastbound and Down. Great show.
Yeah. Let's go to the Earl of Tacony here. Hey, Earl.
Hey, Tom. Welcome back, Dan.
2023 Horror of the Year.
All right.
Thank you, girl.
Yeah, recycling side questions, that's your one thing. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I just realized, thanks to you, apparently I'm an influencer. I mean, I talked about setting yourself on fire to make a political statement, and then a couple days later, that Air Force guy sets himself on fire.
Watch your words,
I write a Christmas song about violence on SEPTA on my Christmas album, which is available on 8-track and cassette at Woolworths and Kmart's nationwide. And if I can get your show to play the national anthem at the beginning and the end of every show, I can be monetized. So,
Oh, there you go. That's right. We should do more of that. So, Earl, what's your Mexican association today?
my association is masa. It's cornmeal, corn flour that's used in everything related to Mexican cooking, like tortillas, gorditas, tamales, and it's also used in making Fritos and Doritos. You can't have Mexican food without masa.
That is
Well,
going
you can.
for the
You can have
gold.
flour tortillas like Maisie likes, which are disgusting compared to corn tortillas. Come on.
All right, this is a good one. Bruce in the Northeast. Hey, Bruce, what's yours today?
Hey, Don, one real quick question, Don. Sunday the 17th is St. Patty's Day, right?
Yes.
Why would the city schedule the parade for the 10th this Sunday when they could have had it on St. Patty's Day? Maybe a caller can call in tomorrow with the answer or, figure it out.
Yeah, I will look into that. I'm not sure.
I know, it just don't make sense, But my answer to the question today is this woman had a great body, she had great hair, and she was a very sexy entertainer, and that would be Charo. She would say, coochie coochie. And
Yes, all time. Charo, damn, she starred it. And Kim Kardashian follows it. Famous for being famous.
Well, at least she was an actress, though. I mean, Love Boat. What if Kim acted in? Nothing,
Charo was in the Love Boat. Yeah, I didn't know that. But I think she played a famous for being famous person.
Yeah.
Hey, that's Charo. What does she do? She's famous for being famous. All right. So we had some great ones today. Give me a couple of the contenders.
Charo will throw in there.
Right.
Guest appearances on the Love Boat, I just found out. Cinco de Mayo is a big one from Robert and Ben Salem. I like the Alamo, but that's more of American, isn't it? The Alamo?
Yes, I think we got to say that's, yeah.
Richard Bogotas is Joe Biden states. Los Pollos Hermanos from Lori. But Cinco de Mayo, I think, is the biggest answer out of the day.
We should have taken that off. Robert and Ben Salem with Cinco de Mayo. We got to go. The Lady of Guadalupe from Joe wasn't up to the. It was a good one, but he didn't put his, elitist touch on it. All right, Richie always ready to go. I see him in the bullpen here for 4 big hours. Dan back. That's good news. More tomorrow. Follow on Twitter at Dom Show 1210, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
If you put the words retirement savings crisis into Google, you'll get about 81 million references to explore. Jim Cipriotti at Retire Ready Financial Group doesn't need Google to know you're worried about retirement. Between inflation, rising taxes, crazy markets, and the uncertainty about Social Security, he understands. That's why he offers a complimentary retirement second opinion. It's a no-obligation meeting for you to talk about your concerns about retirement. You want to know if you're going to be okay? Let's find out. Don't trade the stress of work for a new kind of stress in retirement. Call Jim Cipriotti today, 610-894-7415. That's 610-894-7415 to schedule your complimentary retirement second opinion. Or go online, retirereadyfg.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies